together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals. Locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude. It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hi, welcome in to a Free Beer Friday and a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930 online, PR927FM.com, and you can watch the show and be a part of the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. You'll see all of our videos, including, but we had a ton of content up there this week with Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell, also Mike Schwartz following the ECU basketball win on Wednesday night. So all that and more available for you to check out. A lot of football goodies before we head into game day Saturday. We'll be with you at 10 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to the 2 o'clock kickoff. And looking forward to a fun Saturday, looking forward to a fun Friday show right here on Pirate Radio Live. How are you feeling about the weekend? How are you feeling about anything? Let us know and be a part of today's show. Coming up at around 3:30, we'll talk to Brian North, WCTI 12. We will talk high school football. As the playoffs roll on, we'll talk ECU and Houston. We will talk NFL and more with Brian North coming up at around 3:30. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joins us at 4 o'clock. The C3 podcast rolling on. Panthers coming off a win. We'll talk about their trip to Baltimore, and we will make Week 11 NFL picks. I think for the first time ever, I was the winner last week amongst the guys and only went 8-6. So I still got a long ways to go. Chandler Honeycutt is 40 games over 500. I am 6 games over 500 on my picks. It's insane. But that's the way it is at this moment. We will make some picks for the NFL coming up in hour number 2. Morgan Ahlers will be on the PA for his son, Holton Ahlers' final game at East Carolina University at home on Saturday. We'll talk to Morgan about all those emotions and more coming up when he joins us at 5 o'clock. Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, will join us on the program as well, as we'll talk about what's going on in the world of golf and football with Greenie. That's coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. And we'll hear from Blake Harrell. Got a lot of audio to get to as well during this 3-hour journey. All right. Let's see what's going on with the peoples. In Studio B, we got Shirley Rhodes. We got Chandler Honeycutt. How are y'all feeling on a Friday?
What's up, Clipper? Clipper, you look great today, buddy.
What do you mean? I mean, thank you, but what's so great about me?
I don't know, man. You just look good today. It's Friday. You look great. You're shining.
Wow.
You're shining with some positive energy today. I feel like you're in a good mood. And when you're in a good mood, buddy, am I in a good mood?
Wow, I feel like you're being facetious.
I'm not.
I'm not. But I don't think you are.
I'm not.
But I feel like you are.
I'm not.
Because I don't feel great.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I know you don't feel well, but I was kind of hoping I could at least tell you that you look great. Because, there's people I know, Clip, that when they're sick, they look sick.
Yeah.
When they feel bad, they look bad. Not you, buddy. You might feel bad today, but man, do you look great.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to build me up so I will go to the game with you tomorrow. The final home game at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium.
You got me.
I figured you out.
You got me.
You're trying to put it in my head that I can do this.
You can.
I can be out there in the elements amongst the people and go to that final game tomorrow, because it kind of depends on my attendance if ECU's going to win or not. East Carolina is undefeated at home when I go to the games this year.
That is true.
They are winless at home when I'm not there.
That is true.
That doesn't matter, but it kind of matters.
0-2 when Clipper's not in the stadium. 5-0 when the Clipper is in the stadium.
That math can't be right.
We had 7 home games. Wait,
have we already been to the one tomorrow?
No. All right, we're 4-0. Sorry, we're 4-0.
It's all right.
I do. God, I messed that up.
You did.
I messed that up.
Big time.
Man,
Huge screw up.
now I'm in a bad mood.
You should be.
I'm sorry. All right, we're 0-2 when Clipper's not in Daddy Ficklin Stadium. We're 4-0 when Clipper's in the stadium. Man, I should have said that the first time.
You know what, Chandler? You look good today.
Man, thank you.
Yep, you got it. All right, Josh Thomas is feeling good today because he said, "How about that Colorado over hitting big?" So it's degenerate season, college basketball on all day. Josh sent me a laundry list of his plays for this Friday. Hit a couple here in the studio. That was a reason I was
flex on him.
Well, that was the reason I was watching Drake and Buffalo earlier today. Also,
I heard he can really play basketball.
Look, he started from the bottom.
And now, look, he's
got to be honest. I don't know if I've ever. Okay, so I've heard that part of that one song. I don't know if I've never listened to a Drake song from start to finish. It's just kind of out of my age range. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sorry that you haven't.
You don't need to apologize. I'm okay with it. I could do it.
It could change your life.
I could.
It can change your life.
Drake music is a life changer?
Yes.
I just, I don't know, man. I haven't heard any new songs. I'm stuck in my era when it comes to music, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Stay in your lane.
I've heard, like, Lil Scary came out with a new song on Monday.
Man,
I heard that one.
That was a banger.
That's, like, the only new song I've heard in the last 5 years.
By the way, Clip, that is one reason why you should be in the stadium tomorrow. Because of our guy. Because of our boy, Isaiah Winstead.
Yeah.
His last game.
Yeah.
Stinks that this is his only year with the Pirates. But him
I know.
and other seniors.
Can we get a waiver? Can we get him back?
Can we get him back? Hey, bring me back my son.
Give me back my son. Steve Hill says, it's Saturday, the last day for local politics, bud. Yeah, Steve, that's a good point. I was thinking about that. I mean, we just went through an entire era where we had a guy playing quarterback, and the only reason he was playing is because he was the PA announcer's son.
Thank God that's coming to an end.
I mean, now he can finally play somebody else at quarterback. And we don't have to just play favoritism.
There was local politics at 12 o'clock today at UBE, and there's going to be local politics on this show today.
That's right.
There's local politics, bud.
We'll be talking to the puppet master, and we'll ask Morgan Ahlers, now that Holton has to leave, what are we going to do at quarterback next year? What does he want to do? Because he's pulling the strings here. He makes the call. Who is he going to put into that quarterback position next year?
I think he's going to adopt Mason Garcia, and Mason Garcia is going to then be Mason Ahlers. And at quarterback for the Pirates, number 12, Mason Ahlers.
Pass by Mason Ahlers, complete to number 13, Isaiah Ahlers.
CJ Ahlers.
All right, so local politics coming to an end on Saturday at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Steve says, does Justin Bear have a son? Yeah, his name's Grizzly. And that's the kind of jokes we're doing today, folks. That's what we're doing here on a Friday. By the way, we got 18 kings right here for you.
That's one of those jokes that he just slaps you right there on the funny bone.
Yeah?
It just tips over your funny bone.
Let's run it back. Steve Hill says, does Justin Bear have a son? Yeah, he's got a son. I think he named him Polar. So Steve Hill's on Facebook. He says, hey, does Justin Bear have a son? I said, yeah, he does have a son. You know what he named him? He named him the Covertist.
This guy's out of control. Somebody get control of this man.
Dude.
Dude. Great piece, by the way, by Garrett Short last night on Holton Ahlers and his career and his father being the PA voice, which is a coincidence.
Robert Skipper is on one in YouTube. He says, quit ignoring YouTubers. You my buddy. Clip, you the man, cuzzy.
Cuzzy.
He says, look at here.
Look at here.
Look at here.
Do you think Garcia played tomorrow?
Yeah. I think Mason Garcia
I
is
think
going
he
to play
plays
tomorrow.
in each of the last 3 games.
I'm going to say he gets a series. In the second quarter, Mason Garcia will see the field.
Okay.
Now in a quarterback for the Pirates,
Mason Ahlers.
Mason Ahlers reporting for Holton Ahlers. Signed, Morgan Ahlers. Robert says, no
basketball.
Why would they do that?
No basketball.
I'm confused.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Because he says, because that could be looked at 2 ways. Did he accidentally put a T in and wanted to say no baseball? Or did he leave out a K
And now he says, amen, brother.
and say no basketball? I'm very confused.
No basketball.
But Robert, I tell you what, I'm not going to ignore you on YouTube. I'm going to show love for my YouTube
Looky here.
viewers, including Michael Winstead, who says y'all are having too much fun.
Robert then says, amen, brother.
It's
much
fi-
needed. Nooey.
All right, enough on Robert. Robert is really on
The
one.
skipper.
He's on one more today. The skipper, too. All right, we are having fun on a Friday. I got 18 bricks right here. Look at how.
Breaked up.
18
We are breaked up.
bricked up on a Friday.
It is break
I
outside.
swear we did not take drugs before the show, but now I'm on one of those natural giggle box highs.
Yeah.
So, all right, we will be giving these away in hour number 3, Free Beer Friday. Budweiser, King of Beers, right here for you on Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, how are you handling the start of this
Hey,
show?
Shirley, how are you?
I mean, y'all kind of going up back and forth. I'm just like,
And you know
okay.
what? You know why I'm in a good mood? And, well, it's because I love life. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. It's a blessing when you're above ground. When you wake up every day and you're alive, it's awesome. It's a blessing. I'm feeling great. But tomorrow, we don't have to be in this studio until 2 o'clock in the morning.
That is, that's reason to celebrate.
Man.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I don't know,
I think
Shirley,
he
but
could
the
have
past
worded
2
that better. He was saying we're not going to be here till 2 a.m. because
Gotcha.
the game's earlier.
Okay.
Is what he was getting
That's
at.
what I was trying to figure out. I was like, well, game is kicking off at 2 p.m. So what are you getting at, Chandler?
You know
now
what?
I'm
Where's the
following you.
confusion?
Let me
I'm
get
following
let me
you.
get this thing back on track here.
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Nah, you shouldn't have. Taking a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck.
Dubbug.
We've had some college basketball earlier today, and Virginia Tech survived and knocked off Penn State. They are playing down in South Cac. And let me pull up the scoreboard here because you got a tournament in Myrtle Beach and a tournament going on in Charleston. And it was Virginia Tech 61-59 over Penn State in Charleston, South Carolina. Coach Rockefort, we might need to have him on the show for an intervention. Texas A&M's lost 2 in a row. They lost today to Colorado, 103-75.
My God.
103-75. The Buffaloes taking it to the Aggies earlier today. Love the Drake. Drake knocked off Buffalo 80-72. That game was in the Virgin Islands. Chandler, you're from there, right?
I knew that was coming. I saw that on the court earlier, and I said that's going to come back to bite me right there, and it just bit hard.
It
You look a little salty.
In the Jamaica Classic, Wake Forest and LaSalle are tied at 41. What is the nickname of LaSalle?
Oh my God, the journeyman.
That is, now I don't know where you pulled that from, but it is, you're very close. Like, well, not very close, but you think, what does a journeyman do? He journeys, he travels.
Well, see, I remember LaSalle being an ECU opponent. travels, journeyman.
He's out. One could say he is. If he's going to different locations, maybe looking for things, he's
a nomad.
Well, he's that, but what is he doing? Why is he going to all these different places?
He's homeless. He doesn't have a home.
Nah, you're getting further away from the plot here.
Okay.
So he's journeying from place to place. He's a journeyman. Why is he going to these places? Is he maybe looking for things? Is he? He's looking. He is
a discoverer. He's a discoverman.
Discoverman.
Is it Christopher Columbus?
Yeah, kinda.
Journeyman.
What is he doing? He is. They're looking. They're discovering. They're finding. I'm gonna go out in these woods and I'm gonna
hunt.
No.
Hunt.
All right, I'm not gonna go in the woods. I'm gonna go in these mountains.
Gonna go urinate?
No. They're not the LaSalle urinators.
Okay. Man, they're wear those hats where it tells me, all right, they travel, they journey,
Yeah.
they journey,
They travel, they journey, they find things, they look for things, they.
LaSalle, marksman.
I got my. I'm gonna go in these mountains here. I'm gonna go in this ocean. I'm gonna
swim.
They're the explorers.
God, I was so close.
Oh man!
Should have said a car. Isn't there a car called an Explorer?
Ford. Yeah.
Ford Explorer.
He's gonna hop in his Ford and
Dora the Explorer
and go explore. All right, boy.
Man, that was a good guess.
We got now Robert and Steve are both on one on YouTube and Facebook, and it is it's turned into a bleep show.
This is fun.
All of a sudden.
Oh my gosh, Winston is a good fella. Let me come to co-host. We would have a ball. Please no more basketball. Michael Winston says, "Thank you, Robert Skipper." Robert Skipper says, "AAU has ruined basketball." Robert Skipper says, "Looky here." Robert Skipper says, "He ain't all dar. Dar equals there for happiness." See, ignoring Skip again.
What is happening?
Grizzly Adams.
What is happening? Oh my goodness gracious! One of those shows, huh?
And then there's Randolph. Howdy, guys. What's up, Randolph?
What's up, Randolph? What's your score prediction, Randolph? You're pretty good at this.
Yeah, give us a score prediction.
Give me a score for ECU and for Houston. Chandler, let's get a Friday vibe check for East Carolina and Houston.
Vibe check's good. Vibe check is good. It was 7, I believe, 6.5 maybe earlier this week. I'm going to say it's up to an 8 now. Really like ECU on a bounce back. Tough loss at Cincinnati last week. This is a Houston defense that is just really, really bad at football.
Yeah.
You give up, 36, 37 to Temple? That's not good. This is the offense that East Carolina has. That can be frustrating at times. But I feel like as the season has come along, as the season draws to an end, this offense is clicking right now, especially when you have that home run hitter and Keaton Mitchell on the field, which he will be back. When you have a home run hitter at receiver like a C.J. Johnson, which he will be back.
Johnson.
That's exactly right. When you have those guys on the field, you have the potential to put up a lot of points, which I think the Pirates could do tomorrow. And I really like this defense too, but you got to get to a guy in Clayton Tune. You got to get in tune with Tune. You got to get to him. You got to get to him often. Get him off his rocker. Have him throw some errant throws, which we saw last week. I don't know if I mentioned this on the air. Cincinnati's quarterback, garbage. He's garbage. Missed a lot of throws last week. Let's get Clayton. He's not going to be that type of quarterback. Clayton Tune's going to be on target. But to get him off target defensively, we have to cause some pressure up front. Harold's got to, draw up some blitz plays. And let's get to Clayton Tune. Let's get in tune with Tune. But right now, I'm feeling really good. I think both the offense can come out there and explode and put up a lot of points. And I feel good about this defense getting off the field and giving that offense the ball back where they can go and score more points. So I'm going to say my vibe is at 8.
All right, Chandler, high on the vibe chart. You did say something there I wanted to address. You said you got to get him off his rocker. Now, is that a sports term, football term I'm unaware of?
See, no, it's not. But I like to incorporate it in sports because, when I go out and have a good time at the bar, maybe like the buck, I get off my rocker.
Off your rocker is a term for like a crazy person, right? So you get crazy.
Well, yeah, I get crazy.
You get crazy out there.
And you can also mean that, like you're drunk.
So what do you mean when you say we need to get Clayton Tune off his rocker?
Have him go crazy. Just literally have him hallucinating.
Okay.
Have him like Sam Darnold seeing ghosts.
Seeing ghosts.
You know what? Now you're with me. But get him off his rocker. Make him crazy. Make him go crazy.
Speaking of seeing ghosts, I did not watch 1 second of the football game last night because I saw that the movie Smile was available on Paramount Plus.
Oh my gosh, so that means the creepy girl that's at the sporting events is not doing that anymore.
Well, no, I mean it's been out for a while.
Oh.
But anyway, so I watched that movie last night, and it was all right. I feel like it could have been better, but it was good for a scare. A lot of jump scares. And when I'm watching scary movies, I'm a giant yellow-bellied coward. So, like, if I feel one of those jump scares coming, I like look at my phone and kind of half look at the TV.
Yeah.
Because,
You're one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm a wimp. I don't want those jump scares in my life.
You're a wimp. Take it like a man.
I can't, man.
Watch those jump scares like a man.
And then when when there's a jump scare, the music always hits big too. Mm-hmm. So I'll let it hit, and then I'll kind of glance at the TV and see what the jump scare is.
Yeah, when I was little and used to watch scary movies, whenever I knew I had that sense of fear coming, I used to always think of funny stuff. Try to keep me back in a good mood and not, so scared where I'm gonna urinate my pants.
What? What was your point there?
I was just trying to help you out. Like when I used to be, when I was 8 years old, I used to be scared of scary movies.
Oh yeah, all right.
And I used to think of funny things.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thanks, man.
All right, you must have not heard what I said.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I really tailed off, and I was like, Chandler's talking.
And the only thing you heard was me say urinate my pants. Yeah. All right, yeah, no wonder you were confused. When you don't listen to the conversation and the only thing you listen to is me say urinate my pants, then yeah, okay, I can see why you're confused.
What's an example, if I use your strategy next scary movie I watch, what's an example of a funny thing I could think of?
Oh,
wow.
my gosh. People falling. People falling.
So
anything like that.
So the girl is opening up a door slowly. We know there's going to be something bad on the other side. When she turns that knob, I immediately thinking of like an old man falling.
Yeah.
Maybe a kid getting hit in the head with a ball.
Perfect example. I've used that a few times.
There was a great the video of the kid running the baseline and somebody shoots a half-court shot and just drills the kid in the head.
Yes.
Sniper shot, takes him down. Good idea, Chandler.
Yes.
I'm going to incorporate that
Please do.
to my next movie viewing.
Thank me later.
I'll thank you now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't mention it.
UMBC, what kind of dog is their nickname, Chandler?
They are. Oh, my God.
They're going to bring you something. They're going to go.
They're going to hound you. Are they a hound dog?
I love this segment.
Are they a hound dog?
Chandler.
They're a retriever.
They're a retriever. Very good. They're going to hound
Ain't
you.
nothing but a hound dog.
UMBC up 47-35 as we look at basketball scores here on a Friday. Wake Forest up on LaSalle 48-42 in the second half. Murray State, the Racers, up on UMass 34-31. We won't let Shirley say their name. Old Dominion, a 7-point lead over Furman at the half as they play in Charleston. So keeping an eye on the scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubuck.
Dubuck. What do you got next? Because I have something here that I thought would be a pretty cool topic of discussion that might last 30 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, you know that the Bills and Browns game got moved to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
That is due to this. Look how much snow is in that stadium.
Mm.
I mean, here. Look at this. Look.
What are you going to do? Put it in front of the camera? So I read that snow, or it might be clear skies on Sunday, but the problem is when you have that much snow, getting people in and out, players, staff, people that work the game, and being able to actually get to the stadium and all that. So that's the major issue right now.
But these seats are covered. The aisles between the seats, I believe, if you were to try to walk down it, it might be up to your chest. No doubt. I mean, that is. I don't think I've ever seen that much, and I'm not from that area. That's probably something that they get at least 2 or 3 times a year. But that is a lot of snow. Where it's kind of concerning and kind of scary. But yeah, so a lot of people were saying like, man, why are you moving the game? I think that's a good reason why, because that is a lot of snow to try to remove from a stadium before Sunday.
That it is. Brad says, think of Chandler saying E-roll Bing next time.
E-roll.
Think of something funny. That's not funny. That makes me angry.
Who said that?
That was Brad. Saw Brad heading into Minji's Wednesday night.
He was hoping that we were going to be doing a 3-point contest. I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He said
on
that.
Twitter.
That would be fun. You know, I thought about something last night. I don't know if this would be interesting or not, but you have a halftime horse at Minji's. And if you want to shorten it, you can call it halftime horse and you just play to ECU. And you have, you can do students. I'm not saying me or Chandler or anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
But that would be cool. But you have, you do it game one of the season. How many home games do you have a year? 20 probably? You have 18 home games or whatever? Yeah. So you start week one, game one, and you got 2 students out there playing. And it's winner stays. So whoever wins is there at next game's halftime. And you got to knock him out.
Yeah.
And
survive in advance.
And see who is left standing at the end of the year. Or maybe you do a tournament. If one student wins 3 games during the season, he's automatically put into the finals or something.
That's a good idea.
But just some halftime horse. Just to add. So what do they do during halftime, Chandler? The dance team does a routine.
Dance team does something. Band cranks it up a little bit for sure in terms of cranking it up. And I believe they might have some of sort of those games that they play.
Yeah, there might be a game or two, but there's a period where we're just kind of sitting there waiting for the teams to come back on the court and do layups. I feel like we could do a quick 3-minute game of ECU or something.
I mean, I like that game.
And the winner stays. And yes, I am, putting myself into the pot.
Yeah. Do you mind putting my name in there too?
Chandler's in there as well.
I think you'd be very surprised with my basketball stroke.
All right. I think I've seen it. I think I can tell that you've shot a basketball before. When they bring fans on the court and to do these things.
Yeah.
You can tell if they've ever played even pickup basketball.
Yeah.
You can tell right away.
Oh yeah. I used to do it a lot in gym. I played. People don't know this. I was on a basketball team when I was in 7th grade. I broke my arm in September of 8th grade. 5 months to the day, I broke it again in the same spot. What did I do? I played basketball, or I tried out for the basketball team my 8th grade year with a cast on.
With a broken freaking arm.
And I made the first cuts.
God, y'all are terrible.
Second cuts. I mean, I was doing fast break drills with one arm, brother. With one arm.
The one-arm man.
I was dishing those basketballs out with one arm.
Could
and
you...
The basketball coach was also the baseball coach. He said, hey, man, look, here's a good reason why we're cutting you. Your arm's broken, and we need
and
you...
you suck at basketball.
And no. I had one rebound the year before. But he told me, hey, we need you for baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was also the baseball coach.
Go focus on baseball, son.
I broke my arm again, so I never played baseball.
And what people don't know is the coach actually broke it.
You see these
so
scars,
you wouldn't
Clip?
have to play baseball.
You see these scars?
Want to know how I got these scars?
Want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here talking to us today. Do you think you could snap a long snap of football with one hand?
With one hand?
Yeah.
My backup used to do that in high school.
I don't care about him. I'm asking about you.
Could I do it? That's for losers.
I said, could you?
Oh, if I had to. It's like, say if I had...
Shirley, take us to break.
No, don't. I love this segment. So you're saying if I didn't have an arm at all, could I do it? Yeah, of course. A long snapper can do anything. Once you find out how to do it with 2 hands, yeah, you can do it with your feet if you wanted to. I mean, you can do it with your feet.
How's that work?
You want me to show you?
I would love to.
Yeah, I mean...
So you kind of like Froggy style over the ball, feet around the football.
Yes.
I guess you got to jump, kind of.
If I was to get on America's Got Talent, I would at least make it through the first round. It's that much of a
You're
talent.
a big first-round cut guy.
Yes, I can get... Look, if I can get through the first round, I'm golden. So, but yeah, there's a little bit of history there.
All right, there you go. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Brian North joins us. Talk football. Hey, guy on YouTube, Robert. We're going to talk football when we return. Brian North after this.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
'Tis the season for connection, and U.S. Cellular is celebrating by offering any phone free for everyone. Any brand, any storage, for new and current customers. Plus, our price protection guarantee means that your rates won't go up. That's locally grown connection. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit us in-store or online for details on getting any phone free today.
You've been waiting all year to replace your old phone, and now the Christmas deals are finally here. The team at Sailor Warehouse is loaded up with free phones for everyone. That's right, free, baby. Don't wait, because these deals won't last long. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let one of their experienced sales associates come right to your office or home. Sailor Warehouse, your local U.S. Sailor authorized agent. The only agents that deliver phones, tablets, and routers right to your front door.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
All anniversaries are special, but because it's Bostic Sugg Furniture's 85th anniversary extravaganza, we packed a lot into our big extravaganza with not one, not two, but 3 ways to save. Extra 10% off, plus $19.37 local delivery, plus 6 months special financing on all in-stock and custom orders. Change your mattress, change your life, and get 48 months special financing during the big 85th anniversary extravaganza on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
This is Zach Agnos, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in your very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Old Dominion going to be a challenge for the Pirates as they were last year. Played in a couple of tough games against the Monarchs, and ECU was able to win both of them a year ago. They'll go on the road to face ODU this year. Right now, Old Dominion, they were underdogs today. They hung with Virginia Tech yesterday, mounted a big comeback, but came up short. Today, they were dogs against Furman. They lead by 7 at the half as they play down in South Carolina, 34-27 that score. On the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, presented by Da Buck. LaSalle had the lead for a lot of the first half against Wake Forest, but the Demon Deacons have taken over this one. They lead 59-49 as they play in Jamaica, and then a wild reverse layup goes 61-49. They play on CBS Sports Network, Demon Deacons over the Explorers on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. All right, we will now head out to the Pit Electric Live line and talk to Brian North. He joins us here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Brian, how you doing today?
I'm cold.
Old and cold. Not a good combo.
No, not at all. Old and cold.
I've always heard, like, you Yankee folk, you come down here and say, oh, this ain't cold. You know, I figured you'd be used to the cold temps.
Nah, I'm still good on this stuff. Doesn't mean you like it. I mean, that's why all this Yankee folk moved down here. I get a little bit warmer, but yeah, no, it's playoff football for real when it gets this cold.
That is true. I guess let's hit on that real quick, Brian. Give us an update on where we are as far as teams in the East, football-wise. Who's playing tonight? What are we, in the Eastern semis at this point?
We are in the third round, which is still Eastern quarterfinals.
Okay.
They have the extra round of the playoffs. So we still have, obviously, New Bern, undefeated Bears, in action tonight. They're going to host Jordan out of Durham. Jordan has a 2,000-yard rusher, so it's strength on strength of two rushing teams. Jacksonville, out of the Big Carolina, still alive. They're the 20th seed, and that's crazy. They're hosting a game. They're hosting 28th seed Triton, so been a lot of upsets on that side of the 3A bracket. In 2A, you've got the two Duplin County schools, East Duplin and Wallace Rose Hill, still alive. East Duplin hosting Clinton, who they have a lot of history with. Wallace Rose Hill's on the road at Nash Central, right down the road from you at Rocky Mount. In 1A, Tarboro. They're hosting their friends from Riverside out of Williamston, who they beat 50-14 earlier this year. We think it might be a little closer than that tonight, but still, everyone expecting Tarboro to advance. And we have the 8-man state championship game tonight between your John Paul, the Sioux Saints, at the Parrott Academy, where they scored 126 points 3 weeks ago between the two in a buzzer beater. When I've never seen that before. Parrott Academy, a 75-yard touchdown pass, which was not a Hail Mary, but a 75-yard touchdown pass as time expired to win it 66-60 last time they played.
Awesome. So looking forward to that one tonight. Brian North will have the highlights coming up tonight. WCTI 12 as they continue on in the high school football playoffs. Pirate football, one more home game to go. Senior Day tomorrow, Brian, and a special one because with the COVID year, we have gotten to know these guys very well. Holton Ahlers, namely, but Xavier Smith, Miles Berry, and others playing for the last time. Also, these guys that we've barely got to know, like Isaiah Winstead or Ryan Jones, who have been around here a year or two, but it'll be a special day, emotional day out at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium coming up tomorrow. Justin Bear from ECU Marketing said make sure you're in your seat by 1:30 and give these guys an ovation tomorrow.
Yeah, Senior Day is always interesting, especially when you have the local guys. And, Holton Ahlers, the story we've been following for, you really think about it, close to 10 years. 5 years playing. He was heavily recruited starting, his sophomore year of D.H. Conley. And, he's been going to games forever, so there's always been that speculation. So this has been a love affair going on for a long, long time and culminates with, I guess, has somebody checked on this? Morgan will not be announcing the senior stuff. I guess he'd be on the field with Holton. So, it'll be a cool, emotional experience and hoping it ends well. You always want it to end well for those guys who have done so much to help turn around the culture of the program, and so I'd love to see them go out with a big win over Houston.
Well, it sets up for what should be a good offensive day for Holton Ahlers and the Pirates. They play a Houston team that can't stop anybody, and they gave up 77 points a few weeks ago to SMU. I think, they also gave up like 36 to Temple, who can't score at all. Right. So, that might be more, shocking than the 77, but it should be set up for East Carolina to score some points. Should be a good game, too, Brian. Both of these teams. Houston still has hopes for a championship. Now, they need to win and obviously have a lot of things happen, but they still have that carrot at the end of the stick. For East Carolina, it's getting to win number 7, potentially 8, and potentially 9. We went back earlier this week and looked, Brian. I think it was out of 58, 59 ECU football seasons. The Pirate teams hit 9 wins 11 times. So trying to hit 9 wins for the 12th time this season kind of puts in perspective, how good this team is compared to some other Pirate teams.
Yeah, it helps when they went to the 12-game schedule here years ago, but no, it's still rarefied air. And for ECU, we always talk about being a football school, but it's tough out there when it comes to football and trying to get to those elite levels like that, and especially where they were 6 years ago when this recruiting class came in, to be back at this pinnacle. And you wish they were still playing for a conference championship or at least had that carrot dangling, but I still think there's a lot to play for. Mike Houston has been such a great motivator. He is good as advertised when he has come in, I think, about turning the program around and being a good motivator and getting this team back to relevancy. And if he sticks around, and Cincinnati and Houston and Central Florida all leave the conference, they could become the bullies of the AAC if everyone will allow them to. So he's been great, but I'd love to see that senior class. I think they'll be very highly motivated. What we normally see on senior days is what? Underclassmen have great days and carry them because they want to win for their seniors, and the seniors are so emotionally invested.
Speaking of underclassmen, Brian, we might see some Mason Garcia here in these last 3 games and get him on the field, get him some real game experience. So he won't be completely shell-shocked when he takes over next season. So that's something to keep an eye on. And maybe some other young guys, as you mentioned, that can kind of step up, help out those pressure-laden seniors, and might see some new faces here these last few games.
I really think that's been a great game plan, to be honest with you, trying to redshirt him if he chooses to stick around, and you never know with the way the transfer portal is these days with kids. But he's a guy who's been invested. He's played. He's had his moments so far, but to get him build up a little bit more in these last 3 games, kind of ramping up to go into next season, I think is a great move and get him comfortable with that situation. I think that's been a pretty good job by the coaching staff to do that. You always worry that, a guy is not going to stick around that you've invested so much in because of the transfer portal these days. But let's find out. Let's see if Mason Garcia can play or if they need to go a different direction, because it's always tough when you lose a 4 to 5 year starter or even a 3-year starter, even a 2-year starter, and then have to break in a new quarterback the following year. There's always some growing pains when that happens, but I like this plan. I think it's a pretty good one.
Also coming up this weekend, NC State taking on Louisville. Did you see the story about the former state football player who was arrested and charged with stalking and communicating threats to Dave Doran North? Crazy story here.
I must have missed that.
Wow. Check this one out. Joseph Bolatapelli, 22 years old. He was on the 2018 and 19 NC State football teams, transferred to Maryland, then was back in the portal. And it says that he tweeted out, I guess, I'm going to get him, I promise, Dave Doran and the rest. And he had been sending like texts, being around the Wolfpack facilities and things like that. And I guess they finally arrested him. And from what I read, he was out on bail. So just a crazy story going on there in Raleigh. I don't remember ever hearing anything like this.
Not to that degree. You hear people upset with coaches. You hear them go, no, that's a new one on me. And Dave Doran generally has a pretty good track record when it comes to his former players and stuff. So that's still slightly disturbing, especially with the nature of things going on in our country with the latest violence and gun control and all these different things that we are dealing with in our country. That's always unsettling when you're dealing with more than 100 kids in your program and trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
You're never going to accomplish it. And that's where the transfer portal has been good, right? If you don't like it, leave. which I think a lot of coaches are okay with for the most part because they don't want people spoiling their program. So don't like it, get out of here, go. Thanks for your service. So no, that's a crazy little story. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, but that's real interesting.
He was so he went to Heritage High School, coached by Torrey Holt, and he was a 3-star. And it says that WRAL says he was seen on several occasions near Doran's place of work and sent numerous text messages threatening Doran and other staff members. So something to keep an eye on there. Check that one out, Brian.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep, wild stuff. All right, back to the football field. North Carolina in action against Georgia Tech. And it's so funny because North Carolina, before just about every season, they get the top 25 vote or two, and they're the most overrated team in the country seemingly every year. And this year, you could argue they're, I don't know if underrated, but maybe undermentioned just because of their record, just one loss. And now are going to go into an ACC championship game against Clemson where they have a great chance to win. Can Clemson hang with them offensively? I don't know. And they could end this thing with one loss, but nobody is going to give them a shot to make it to the playoff. They could sit here, Brian, 11-1 and then 12-1 and be on the outside looking in.
Which is, I think, the way Mac Brown really likes it. I think he's enjoyed the lack of attention that's gone along with his program.
Yeah,
and
it's probably helped him. Yeah,
right. And now they're going to probably start getting attention, and then they'll probably screw it all up. But just think about this. And North Carolina's been in a lot of close games. I have not really gotten into the numbers a whole lot, but it feels like every week they're in some kind of crazy shootout. The defense is better, but Drake May, as everybody's making his case now to be a Heisman contender, think about if he was not the quarterback, what their record would probably be this year. And I don't think it would be wherever they are, 8-1, 9-1 at this point. That guy has been magical and a really good leader. And look, North Carolina's talented. Mac Brown has recruited a lot of really good players there. But it's like Drake May has been that glue this year to kind of get them over the hump in all these crazy games. So I just don't know if people trust North Carolina because of the closeness of all the games that they've been involved in this year.
Brian North joining us, always a game or two with college football playoff implications this weekend. It'll be TCU at Baylor, the Horned Frogs 10-0, number 4 in the college football playoff rankings, and continue to get by, and they'll try to win on the road in Waco this weekend. And then Saturday night, year one of Lincoln Riley, and he's got at UCLA, Brian, and right now the Trojans, the last man standing in the Pac-12, and they've got a favorable schedule. Not that it's easy, but if they win, they can climb up in the rankings. They got UCLA, they got I think Notre Dame left, and then a Pac-12 championship. So if they get those wins, and then you see a loss or two ahead of you, Lincoln Riley could find himself in the playoff this year. So big one against Chip Kelly and the Bruins Saturday night.
That would be interesting as well. And look, his name has carried a lot of weight when it comes to college football. And let's face it, a lot of what happens in college football is name recognition, and you have to kind of be in the mix in order to be in the mix, if you know what I mean, right? I mean, if you're in the outside, we've seen this with Central Florida in the past and other teams that are not in the mix early, and then you're scratching, clawing, trying to fight to get in, and there's no margin for error. And so it's helped USC a little bit in that sense. They've had that, but at the same time, there is no margin for error for them. So they have to take care of business, as does TCU. I'd love for TCU to run the table and get in there just because I like it when teams that are not named Alabama and Clemson and Georgia get into these deals. So it upsets the apple cart for all the SEC people who claim that if TCU in the SEC, they'd be the third best team in the West. So I like it when they take care of business like that.
Brian North joining us. Panthers quarterback roulette has landed on Baker Mayfield again due to an injury from P.J. Walker. Sam Darnold back as well. They travel to Baltimore, Brian. How about my Commanders picking up a win over the Eagles on Monday night? No more undefeated teams in the NFL. So craziness all over the place. Aaron Rodgers finally got a win against Dallas. They lose last night to Tennessee, and just when you think you're starting to figure things out in the NFL, something happens, right?
And your Commanders, have the Texans next, and then who after that? They've got some winnable games.
They got Texans, Falcons, and then 2 with the Giants, which I think are extremely winnable, and also which makes me terrified because we've shown we can beat one of the best teams on the road, and they've also lost to the freaking Lions. So who knows?
Well, it's when teams finally figure out. I think I mentioned this earlier this year. If I didn't, I'm going to take credit for mentioning it anyways. we're seeing now, we're not seeing the number of 300-yard passers that we used to see in the NFL.
Yeah.
We're seeing going back to the old running game, right? Teams that can run it, control the clock, and play defense, that's the formula for winning now. That's what the Panthers are doing again, and we'll see if Baker Mayfield, because remember when Baker was starting, he was still throwing it around a lot. Ever since PJ's been in, it's handed off to Dante Foreman and let the defense do the rest, and that's been a good enough formula for them. It worked for the Commanders the other night. And I think we're seeing that around the NFL. Control the clock. Don't throw it 50 times unless you've got somebody who's great, but very few teams do because quarterbacks have been switching things around. So run the ball, play defense, boring football, but winning football is better than losing football.
Yeah, I was going to say the TikTok generation probably didn't like Monday night's game, but I sure love to get 3 yards of play, convert that third and short, and move the sticks, and there you go. And what a plan and what execution by Ron Rivera in Washington the other night. Brian North joining us. Brian, how about this start to the ECU basketball season?
Yeah.
Just incredible. You've got the 16-point deficit to Mercer. The, 19? You're down 23-4 against Presbyterian. And then you're down 17 the other night. You're down 13 with 7.5 and go on a 20-0 run. Mike Schwartz's team 3-0, the most unconventional 3-0 I can recall.
Yeah.
We obviously know it's not going to be sustained. You can't keep doing this. You can't do it in a neutral site or on the road like on Monday against Indiana State. But I tell you what, it's been fun to watch live, Brian. I've enjoyed it.
I've always called it the NASCAR philosophy, right? It was someone a long time ago in NASCAR said if you're not going to win, at least wreck so you can get on TV and get your brand there. But always be interesting, right? So ECU, they've not been good in the first half, but they've been interesting because they're now all of a sudden 3 games second half comeback. It certainly will get your attention, even if you're not going to be great. It gets your attention of, okay, we've got a little pattern going on here, and now we'll see as they leave Minji's Coliseum and go on these Thanksgiving tournaments that everybody goes on. But look, it's better than going 0-3. I think Michael Schwartz will take it. But the only thing it guarantees is you have 3 wins this season. So college basketball can get very brutal in a hurry if you let it. And so we'll see what happens. But so far, so good. The glass half full guy, Clip, who I see out there cheering on his Pirates, it's good because it's comeback wins. Negative Nancy over the corner says, they'll get there soon because they're getting these too big of holes. But
no doubt.
Look, long season. So let's see what happens. But I like what I see so far. At least they're exciting, and we have a storyline to talk about in the media.
Let me give some credit to the former coach, too. We're giving credit to the current coach for keeping these guys together, and credit to the guys for buying in. But Joe Dooley recruited some pretty good players here. Javon Small has made the opposite of Small leap his freshman to sophomore year. Brandon Johnson looks like a real player, the way he can go beyond the three-point line and shoot it. And R.J. Felton is still kind of, I think, figuring out what he is on the court. He's a really good defender, an incredible athlete. That three-point shot comes and goes. But the Pirates had a little something to work with that they had left over with the subtractions of Suggs and Newton. Tristan Newton, who had a triple-double earlier this week, Brian.
Yeah, and that's the transfer portal deal is always going to be tough, and teams that can keep people around. I heard somebody talking about this the other day. Even with Duke and their one and dones, the last time, when they win national championships, it's because they have 1 or 2 guys who stuck around 2, 3, 4 years that they can kind of build around a little bit, and then they get the nuclear power one and done guys that come in. You still need 3 to 4 year guys in your program to kind of build around and understand the program, the culture, the continuity, even where to go to class, how to get around campus, where to go eat. You just have to have guys like that in your program, which we've always talked about is an issue with ECU, keeping guys. They need to be a school that keeps guys in their program for the full 4 years in order to keep building on that. So you've got a few guys that you're building on that were carryovers from last year until your new guys can kind of let their talent take over when they get comfortable.
North, always enjoy the chat, man. What's your plans for the weekend?
Yeah, good question. I'm trying to sneak out of the house for senior day. I've been covering Holton a long time. I may not be a Brian Bailey here, but I've been covering Holton for a long time, and I'd like to see him in his final game.
You're at least like a step-uncle or an uncle-in-law at this point.
I'm the distant third cousin who shows up for the holidays, but when I show up, I make my presence felt.
Yeah.
So I'd like to sneak out and see that. We'll see. It's always I'm always tired when the calendar hits November. I'm just tired from from the schedule that I work. So we'll see. But, yeah, that's my plan, is to try and sneak out and get up there for at least a little bit.
Good deal. We'll lob you a phone call tomorrow, see if we can chat with you in the 1 o'clock hour leading up to the 2 o'clock kickoff. Appreciate your time as always, Brian. Enjoy the, high school football tonight. We'll check you out on WCTI 12.
Wearing the long pants for the first time on a Friday night. So, yep, it's that time of year.
Well, it's the way it goes. Brian North joining us here on Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Thank you, North. We'll take a timeout. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1, get you set for hour 2, where we'll talk NFL with Tony Dunn, C3 podcast. Panthers coming off a win. Can they get a road win? They are big dogs.
Keep pounding.
Is Chandler back?
No.
Tony and I picked the Panthers to win last week. We'll tell you about our picks as well. We'll wrap up hour 1 when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
So, how does shore points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13s. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does shore points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13s. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way. plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Ryan Jones, and you listen to Power Radio, the voice of the Power Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
It's the meeting of the bros up in the studio. Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Europub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right. I don't know what happened to our regular guest. He's here. Oh, he's out there in the lobby.
Sorry, Tony Dunn. We're taking a slight detour here.
We'll get Tony on in just a moment. But joining us in studio, co-host of Pirate Radio Live, Bryce Williams is back. Hello, Bryce. Good to see you.
Hey, 2 times in 1 week.
What a
I'll take it. 2 for 1.
It's like homecoming.
What a treat. Right. Troy D is here, and to my left, the captain is back.
How he is.
Oh, Shane Carden.
Home, Shane Carden.
It's a great homecoming so far.
First time in what, 5-6 years?
5 years, and it is very different than the last time I was here.
What's that? Everything?
Everything, man. I mean, the football facilities look amazing. And I walked up, we drove up, and the tower, I mean, that's so intimidating, drive up to that. How amazing is that, man? A little better than the old, what they call
Dress box in the sky?
Trailer in the
sky. Mobile home, yeah.
No, you start with that, and the whole football facilities, man, looks so great walking through there. I mean, it looks first class. Just stoked.
Yeah, you haven't been back since all that stuff's been built. You had a chance to actually talk with Holt and Ahlers a little bit earlier. What did you guys discuss?
Just talked about how, proud, and I know from other alumni, how proud we are of what they've done. Holton and then his class and that group, man, dealing with so much adversity, coming into the program they came into and turning it around and where we are now. We talked about this when I called in from a few states away, a couple miles away. Just that, you're looking at last year, how stoked we were for a bowl game, and then now we're sitting here, hey, we should have been in the conference game. Man, what a step that is in the right direction. Let's not get away from the fact that now we're sitting here wanting a conference championship. Man, 2 years ago, 5 years ago when I was here, it was like, hey, can we make sure we get more than 4 wins? You know what I mean? So, let's appreciate what's going on right now.
Can we just not get embarrassed?
Yeah, so let's appreciate, what's going on right now in this senior group that's just put everything into it and had to deal with a lot of,
I remember talking to you at the Pirate Radio football kickoff party. Wasn't it ahead of the James Madison game against Mike Houston? And I remember you saying, this first game's so important. You put in all that work this offseason, and you let that one go, and then you're, looking like, uh-oh, here we go again. I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I had another teammate remind me who's about to be here, JT Boyd, remind me that was the last game we were at. And then to think about, yeah, you're right, Mike Houston was coaching on the other sideline, to see that and what a different feeling it was 5 years ago coming back into that whole, locker room and office over there and, getting invited into Coach Houston's office and be able to talk to him. I mean, it was so special. And for me, personally, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of Coach Houston from what I've seen, dealing with the program myself, trying to get it going. Just like as all coaches do, you steal stuff from each other. You see what he says, and, oh, man, that sounded great, or that's working good, and you take that and you put it in your own words into your own program.
We Bryce, great interview with Shane on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Check it out.
I was really impressed with you.
He did an awesome job.
I had no idea you had that in you.
Well, when you have an easy interview, there he is. It makes things go pretty smoothly, and obviously a great buddy, and we've got a lot of memories, so it made it easy.
Very special relationship between you two. I thought the kiss on the lips was a little much when you first greeted him. But hey, look, y'all are a very good teammates.
You can't fight the feeling. On air. So you can't
sorry. That was off the air. Yeah, my bad.
Come on.
I told Shane, I said, it's funny now because you've been gone long enough now. It's going to cut one of two ways here. It's either going to be like,
And you brought your lovely wife here with you, too, so she's getting to see Greenville for the first time. But I was telling her, it's going to be like, oh, my God, I texted a couple people, the legend's in town, Shane Carden, or who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Old
news? Yeah.
I was just telling him, I was like, yeah, you go run into people like through the football facility, like, hey, I'm Shane. They're like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know you are. They're like, hey, I'm Shane. They're like, so why are you in this room right now? I played here a little while ago. Like, damn, I really am the old head now. That's okay.
That's either or. You have to educate them, or you have to tell them to back down.
It was
That's
neat.
what Bryce is for. That's I had Bryce walking with me.
I'm here. You talked about meeting Garrard when you played, David Garrard, and what that meant. And now it's kind of like you meeting Holden and the fraternity of players, quarterbacks, the family, and that was pretty cool to hear. And now you're right, you are one of the old guys, the people looking up to you. When you how about when you talk to Donnie Kirkpatrick, or you mentioned you still talk to Ruff and Lincoln Riley, are you talking to them as a former player or as a coach now that you're in that fraternity type thing?
Yeah, it was, I walked into DK's office and it was a bit of both. I mean, obviously as a former player, and then being here for as long as I did, and how much my parents came around. My parents came very close to a lot of those coaches. So, his first question, how are your folks, and this and that. And I think it was a little more, when you first see back with these guys like DK and Tripp, it's definitely more former player. And then as you kind of keep talking, it's more like you kind of get into the coaches talk a little bit more.
That's cool.
And then it's a very cool relationship because there is a bit of a fraternity. And I'm going to be rocking all my ECU stuff tomorrow, but today I had to rock my high school because I am a high school coach.
Now, what is that? That looks like a hat Clip would wear right there. What is that?
Well, we can get you guys sent in. This is the Wolverines right here.
Hook you up with some gear, so maybe
River Wolverines. I know you've seen the movie Red Dawn.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so
it's one of my
we're in
favorite
the
movies.
mountains. We're the Wolverines.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's perfect for it.
Yeah.
So I had to rock that today for my guys. So if my seniors see this today, man, we just finished up our season, so I had to shout out to those guys.
And you took them to the playoffs first time in a long
6 years. Yeah, first time in 6 years. So that was really special. And that was my first freshman class 4 years later, seniors, to do that. So that was pretty special sharing with those guys.
Clip, we were talking at lunch with Shane about the NIL deals and how he kind of unfortunately missed the boat on it. Because he would have been really popular. A likable QB that has success. He would have made a mint. But unfortunately, that was one of those things that you didn't get to benefit from. But these guys nowadays, that would have been something you would have been right in the middle of, probably.
No, and you laugh, like you're kind of jealous about it, but you're also very just appreciative that this has happened, right? It's needed to have happened, and now the rules, maybe they need to clear some things up. But as a former player, shoot, man, you guys go do your thing, get as much as you can. Not everyone's going to go to the NFL. Not everyone's going to make a bunch of money playing football after this. So let's make sure these guys get some money now playing for what they're doing, right? It's a great thing. Yeah, and looking back, could have had a few more under the table deals going on, but that's
how many 5 and 2 uniforms were floating around that you got no piece of the pie?
I wrote a great article. We did go to school. I was here. I wrote a great article on how much money we were actually getting paid, and I think it came down to like $3.49 a meal on what we were actually paid at the time. Sitting there looking in the bookstore at a $50 Nike jersey with the number 5. Didn't say Carden. Wasn't me.
Right.
It was just number 5.
But that's why people were buying it, because it was your number.
Right. And 2, the same thing. The funniest thing about that class is it was me and Hardy in that class and a couple non-athletes, and they were questioning, why did you guys get paid? It's like, well, have you gone to the bookstore? Have you seen the
it makes sense.
jersey, number 2 $50 jersey? So no, I mean it's great. It's long overdue, and it's very cool to see, Pirate Brothers getting paid for what they should be getting paid for.
It's funny how the generations are jealous about different things. I remember people that played before you were jealous of y'all because y'all got to wear black uniforms. And they were like, man, those are so cool. We never got to wear those. Yeah. And now there's a new generation of,
I didn't get to wear the retro. Can I be jealous about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I saw ECU put, every home game they had a different jersey basically.
Combo.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of unique for here.
Yeah, we just wore black every year. I think we would just wear black every home.
90% of the time.
After the first time we went all ignorant.
All ignorant.
We're in the all black.
You also started the white helmet curse, Shane, so thanks for that. Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that was broken.
It should have been broken when we played Florida in that bowl game. I'm still bitter.
Well,
not at you about that. I'm bitter at that they pulled you out of that game.
We don't need to get too much into that game senior night. I'm just saying, Cincinnati, we came back. I think it was 17 back in there.
Yeah.
Kicker made a field goal to that game. I mean,
You know,
the old scored too early. Like,
yeah. Sorry.
Old thing.
Sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We scored a touchdown.
Speaking of the bowl game,
here we go.
Which bowl game?
Oh no.
Florida.
The Birmingham was that Birmingham Bowl?
Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah. Which, as far as I'm concerned, we've won that.
Beautiful Birmingham.
It's crazy how life works. So we are outside during the break watching the video of you meeting Holton Ahlers, and this is like 10 minutes ago. And Chandler says, "Man, I hope Shane shows up here. I got something to say to him."
Oh, here we go.
And
that door is unlocked.
We walk in, and you're sitting here, and hey, Chandler, be careful what you wish for. What do you got, man?
Me and my family.
Oh, the family now.
Oh yeah. Well, I had the whole family with me. Had mom and dad and my brother. We're walking through the Birmingham airport, and I go, "Oh my God, there's Shane Carden." And we go over there, and man, were you in a bad mood. I don't think you spoke but 2 words to us, but just to say hey was awesome. But your dad did talk to us for about 5 minutes.
He's good about that.
Yeah, so your dad.
So this was like right after the game.
You acted like you lost the game or something. Oh wait, you just did lose the game. The previous day.
It's been a blast, guys. It's really been.
So yeah, caught you at a bad moment there, Shane. After your last loss ever in college, I assume you were probably upset about that.
Yeah, well, my first and last throw were an interception, so I was a little bummed after that last game. So
yeah. So would you like to apologize to Chandler for your actions?
I think if I was happy after the game, he would have been upset as a.
He would have come back and said, "Shane doesn't care."
Shane was so talkative after his gloss. He must have not even cared.
Shut up.
And I think enough time's gone by. Can we clear the air on something real quick? I think a statute of limitations is up because you were a part of ECU history in a weird way. In a team that took a knee.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But ended up
that's
losing.
ruined that formation for me for life.
Right, victory formation loss. I'm convinced, and I don't have proof, but maybe you can resolve it right now, that Lincoln Riley, if the other team, we were playing UCF at that time, if they didn't have a timeout, then we would have been able to run the clock out. What happened is they had one timeout remaining, called a timeout, and messed up the whole sequence.
Right.
I believe they did not realize UCF had a timeout, which was why we went into victory formation, because it would have made sense otherwise.
Right.
Did you ever get confirmation from Lincoln that's probably what happened?
You know, in that game being like the last of the season there, like after that, it was kind of we watched the film and it was never known. It was never discussed. And as a player, you don't think of clock management.
You're doing what they're telling you.
Yeah, as a coach now, I would never ask my player unless, hey, wait till the last second to snap the ball, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That situation, no, I look back and I don't know. Maybe that could have been what happened. I don't know. I mean,
because then we went out of victory formation after that.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to clear there because that was what the theory is. That after they called the timeout, then we tried to run the clock out after that normally.
Right. And the last one was supposed to be a rollout and throw it out. They got pressure on me, went down, and we tried to run the clock out that way.
Yeah.
You know, football's a crazy sport. You remember, and as a player, and I think Bryce can attest to this, man, you remember some good wins, but, man, those losses like that, the bowl game, Cincinnati, I can tell you, so many details about those losses, and I don't think those will ever leave.
Now, the flip side is one of the greatest moments in ECU football history.
Come back.
Show them the tattoo.
Nice.
Break it out, baby. Come on.
Sweatshirt, it's tough, right?
Show them the guns.
They're not like what they used to be.
No, it was 70, hanging 70 on UNC that day.
It's up
incredible.
and down stuff, and that's football, and that's what you tell the kids, man. That's life. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be small things that they're going to burn in your head, and you're going to hopefully learn from that and move on, and you're going to have some great ones to talk about later.
How much do your kids talk about you, like your YouTube highlights, and how much do you show them from your old playing days?
I really don't. And so, for me, I always tell them, man, as they're 8th graders, I'll explain my story and, what I went through and kind of why I'm back at where I'm coaching. And I'll tell them anytime. You want to ask me about, my path or what happened, I'm open doors all the time. And some kids have asked, some, haven't. And because it's not about me, you're coaching, it's about the kids you're coaching. You want to push them that way. There's been stories that I've learned that I kind of pass on. And a big one this year was, I spent 2 years on a scout team, right? 2 years where I want to be on the starting team.
Yeah.
In those 2 years, what I figured out, okay, can I make this throw? Okay, can I scramble a little further and do something a little crazy? Can I fit it in this window? And got my game so much better because instead of pouting on scout team for 2 years, I was like, all right, let's go compete my ass off. Let's fight some corners who hit me a little bit late. Let's get a little chip.
You used it to use as development time.
100%. You're looking at kids hey, dude, you're a scout team, great. Be pissed off, but be pissed off to make yourself better.
Right.
And so I think that's a great sort of push. But as far as the other stuff, if they want to look at that. Now, my assistant coaches, we have a camp out, and they purposely put on my highlight film
home before we watch the movie without telling me. So they'll jack around with me all the time because I just don't talk about it like that. And like a couple of my guys are like, I don't think the guys truly understand like what you've been through, what you did. But I'll let the assistant coaches do that. I'll teach the good stories from what I've learned.
Well, I guess one thing you can pass to them is you were under-recruited. You ended up in North Carolina from the state of Texas. And we've talked to you in past interviews, Shane, about how Idaho, like your area, is probably under-recruited, right?
Big time, and I'm hanging with my quarterback right now, who honestly has a stronger arm than I had in high school, 100%, no doubt in my mind. And I told him he just got a JUCO offer. I'm like, dude, I didn't have an ECU offer until February, like I don't know, the last February date you can have before like signing day. So it's like, so you're already ahead of me, like you're good to go. Now, like getting from Idaho, very hard. Not a lot of schools there, a lot of NAIA, a lot of lower schools, but. There's a lot of good talent there, man, and just trying to get that out. It is hard, but today with YouTube and Twitter and all that, it's making it so much easier. I mean, I was sending DVDs out my junior high school.
You're like old school
envelope.
Netflix.
And then, like, I remember the first time I put my highlight video on YouTube because it was like, how do I get it to Lincoln as fast as I can? I was like, you can upload this on YouTube? And then you send a link? I was like, oh,
Grandpa Shane.
I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, no, now I'm feeling really old right now. This is perfect. But no, I sent it to the link, and he's like, oh, I got your YouTube clip. I'm like, man,
And now every response to a coach on Twitter is somebody's highlight link. It's a lot different.
And they use this highlight. Like coaches from college, like, hey, class of 2023, like we're looking for this, and then people will just start posting their stuff on that. So it's made it easier until Twitter crashes.
Yeah, right.
We're talking to the captain, Shane Carden, in town for the first time in 5 years. So welcome back, Shane. Former record holder. All those records have been eclipsed by Holton Ahlers, who you talked to earlier. We were talking about the similarities between you and Holton, but a lot of differences too. You came here as a nobody. Nobody knew who you were. Shane was kind of anointed almost as day one, came in as a huge high school star, record holder from high school, and a lot of expectations placed on him from day one. You had, as you said, had to spend a couple years on the scout team and kind of work your way in. You both ended in incredible high notes, and both tremendous leaders, and both represent East Carolina to in incredible fashion, and great Pirates. And I think probably two of the most likable players we've ever had here at ECU, which is why people are glad to have you back in town.
Yeah, I mean, we just did this interview with Brian, and we're talking kind of in between Brian's questions, and I got done. I was like, Holton, you sound like, you know what I mean? You've been starting for this many years, and you sound like a veteran quarterback. Like, that's what kind of you used to all these interviews you have to do. But, no, I mean, from afar, he's handled himself so well. And like you said, I mean, he came in with a burden on his shoulders that I didn't have to deal with, man. I was just trying to get on the starting team, and he came in as the savior of the ECU team. Like, what shoulders that has to weigh on, you know what I mean? So he's done a great job weighing that. Like I said, him and that group turned it around. Like we said at the very beginning of this, man, like where we were 5 years ago when I visited, it was like, can we get 4 or 5 wins maybe, not get blown out? And now we're like, damn, we were so close to conference, like being in the conference championship game. Like let's think
and still have a chance for a 9-win season.
100%. Yeah. 100. And what I overheard it was that'll be the 12th time in school history. Yeah. I mean, man, that's amazing for what that group did, for what he did. I mean, so I think when everyone's thinking like, oh, we should have had this, yeah, man, that's football. You know, it's a game inch. That's what happens. There's going to be close games you win, close games you lose. But what this group's done, man, it's awesome. It's too coincidental to be coincidental. I get to be here for their senior day, play in Houston. I mean, this is great.
The team that overlooked you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had a great time in 2012 when they came up here too.
Yeah. And as I pointed out, last QB to beat Houston was Shane Carden. We went over those numbers that day.
With Bryce's interview.
Was it 48-28?
Very good.
Shane had 4 touchdowns passing.
Yes.
3-2.
Danny Webster.
There it is.
That is correct.
So,
this guy's a stud. Get on the payroll.
So you've got your handler here. You've got your wife in town with you. So what are the plans for the weekend, Shane?
Man, just enjoy. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out, where everything is here. I mean, the house I lived in college is no longer there. It's an apartment. It's an apartment complex now, so can't go knock on the door there. But no, I just appreciate it, man. I mean, it's so fun to be back here and just to step in the studio and mess with Clip and get asked questions about why didn't talk to somebody after a loss.
Yeah. We got to hit you with all the tough when you're back.
Bryce gave you all the easy ones.
Talking to you, Chandler. Thought he was going to say why we took victory formation. But
nah, you can handle that question.
Yeah,
you like that.
Let's stop by the Pirate Radio tailgate zone tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We'll be out there tailgating. It's been a long time since you've tailgated, so.
It has. Hopefully I still got it.
Are you sure you remember what to do?
I've been
different skill set
a little bit, but we'll try to figure it out tomorrow.
Seems like you picked it up pretty quickly earlier.
I'm a good talent, man. Yeah. I'm good at that stuff.
Over under on pictures with Shane Carden at the tailgate tomorrow. 99.5.
So I'll pull the same strategy I pulled a few years ago. I will be wearing sleeves, so no more flexing and showing off the tats.
No tats.
You should have like a
except for you, Clip. Anything for you, thanks, buddy.
You should have like a tearaway sleeve, so or you should just go like
What about like the zip off pants?
People want to see. That's a sweet tattoo.
It is. It's great. And what you were talking about earlier should have been an NIL deal.
Yeah, no doubt. Someone could have paid him to get that tattoo.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You'd have made a lot of.
Told him he missed his timing, unfortunately, because he would have made a mint on that stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. I think the transfer portal is crazy, though. I'm glad that thing wasn't around when I was playing. That just seems crazy to me.
It's a little too
easy. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
A whole nother interview. I don't want to get too crazy here today.
Well, good to see you, Shane.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it, man.
Thanks for inviting me in here today.
Thanks for that follow-up text.
Wait, I did actually. I did say if you're around, come on by.
That's what I said. Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, I thought you were being facetious. I can't tell.
Then we just crashed. We figured.
Can you spell that?
Take our chances.
Not on air.
I said, I bet Clip won't kick us out if we come in.
No, Shane has the open invite. Bryce, you do as well, buddy.
You.
Hey, you might be showing up in the promo video again tomorrow. We didn't tell you that.
Yeah, I told you.
There we go. You told me to have it.
Watch out for that.
Don't spill the beans.
Does he get compensation for that?
I would just like to say this in case
Boy, you changed that quick.
I get used.
In case Pete is listening, no real cougars were harmed in the making of this video.
Correct. Yes.
I don't know anything about this.
Shane, have fun this weekend, man.
You too.
What's tell us something about Idaho we don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, give me one thing you
Cliff
do
calls
know
it I don't know. He doesn't even call it Idaho.
I don't know.
Okay, do you know if Idaho, if like for the amount of mountains and all its space was, if all those mountains were pushed down, the state would be bigger than the state of Texas?
Did not know that.
There you go.
If all the mountains were pushed down,
What an ambassador to the state of Idaho.
the state would be bigger than Texas.
That's pretty
That's
impressive.
an interesting stat.
I did not know that.
How did they come up with that stat?
Don't look it up.
Some of that Idaho wacky weed, and somebody was talking and said, "Hey, you know, if they push these mountains down, man, this place would be huge."
We should start pushing these mountains down, man.
Let's do it, man.
It's really cool.
All right,
Me and Rogers up in the mountains.
we'll let y'all skedaddle.
We're out here.
Where are you two next, Bryce?
We're gonna find JT. He's a little alone. He's like wandering like a lost
JT
little
boy.
puppy right
Does he still got a big bald head?
now. Oh yeah.
No, he grew it back.
What if he had like a thick head of hair now?
Yeah.
Like an afro.
He was bald like when he was 20.
Would you pull it guessing it's a wig if you saw it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't do it physically because he could kick my ass, but I would want to.
How's old JT boy doing?
Doing great. He's doing great, man.
You got like a reunion. CJ Stroud gonna be in town.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It needs to happen more often. And I told Houston and Ahlers today. I just say, hey man, I should have been here more. It's great to be back, and I'm looking forward to making this work.
Now I will say you took a journey to get here, man. I mean, it wasn't for what part of Idaho are you from?
So southern.
What parts
Idaho,
do you know?
It's a small town. What do you know?
The easy part to get to here from.
It's small town to small town. So yeah.
But you meant like you couldn't get out of your original flight.
Couldn't get on my original flight. We drove 4 hours to Salt Lake. Got a red eye from Salt Lake to Charlotte, and drove Charlotte 4 hours this morning to get here.
Man.
Yeah. And now you got to drive, and then Sunday you got to drive back to Charlotte for 4 hours.
Yep.
Take the flight, then a 4-hour drive back home.
As Ruff would say, man, you see me fighting a bear. Don't worry about me. Worry about the bear.
Yeah.
Mystical also said that in a rap. It is interesting that you hang out with your O lineman like in public, like as protection, and a blocking tight end. Like nobody's getting to you.
Yeah, I learned very early on who to hang out with and how to keep yourself safe.
Good move there. All right, fellas, enjoyed it.
Yes,
and Miss Carden, nice to meet you. We'll take a break, come back, maybe hear more from Shane at the tailgate tomorrow, Troy D, if we can get him on.
Be early enough.
Get him mic'd up. We'll
Good
see
stuff.
what happens.
All right.
If not, just come hang out.
We'll talk some NFL when we return. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year, Shane? Are you a Cowboys guy from Texas?
No.
Who do you like?
I was the Texans, but they've run that thing into the ground.
They play my team this week.
Hey,
Go
Shane.
Commanders.
Shane was on my team at one time.
That's right.
Former Chicago Bear alum right here.
Yeah.
They finally got a QB better than or as good as Shane Carter.
If they had only kept you, it would have been a lot better.
I know. It's been a rough go.
They needed you.
I might be
Trust me.
faster than Justin Fields.
We'll see. Yeah. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Tony Dunn joins us. We'll talk NFL after this.
guests this holiday season, give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar MediSpa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him and BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Love is never having to say you're sorry for your internet. Because with MetroNet, you get fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds you'll love with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch to MetroNet today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Whether you're at the worksite or the trailhead, you need an ATV with power and performance, technology to make every job easier, and a time-tested promise of quality and dependability. You need the 2022 Honda 4Trax lineup, available now at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. Then you'll learn how life is better on a Honda ATV. For riders 16 years old and older, Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
CD's Grill is open at 111 West Fire Tower Road near Evans Street in Winterville for the best country cooking around. CD's Grill is open for breakfast and lunch 6 days a week and dinner on Fridays. Every Friday night is steak night at CD's Grill. Certified Black Angus steaks, hand cut for your desired thickness, CD's famous salad bar, and a delicious Idaho baked potato. Come see and taste for yourself the certified Black Angus difference. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road near Evans Street in Winterville. CD's Grill.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. A pop-in visit from the captain, Shane Carden, a moment ago. And great to have him in town for East Carolina-Houston. Last time the Pirates beat the Cougars, Shane was the quarterback and put up a lot of points on them, 48 that day. I could see a similar score, 48, tomorrow against this Houston team that gives up a lot of points. Tony Dunn joining us now in studio. Tony, thanks for waiting.
Hello.
For the quarterback. Probably played QB like in the front yard a few times.
Yeah.
Former quarterback Tony Dunn here. Speaking of quarterbacks, Baker back at QB.
Baker's back
for the Panthers due to injury. What happened to P.J. Walker?
Ankle sprain. Every quarterback we've had has had an ankle sprain this season. And there's been a lot of questions of injuries related to artificial turf.
All three have been sustained on that turf.
Well, I think DJ Moore had said he expressed to Tepper they'd rather play on grass. Yeah, this is something that is the entire league is coming out and talking about now, the grass.
Yeah, I mean, and this is not a new conversation either. What has that guy got on? His shirt is so wild looking. No, it's not a new conversation because of like I remember 2 years ago when Solomon Thomas tore his ACL in the Meadowlands. There was like 3 ACL injuries in that one quarter or one half there, and so some of these turfs are worse than others. While I understand the play, look, because Bank of America had real grass too, not too long ago. So some of these players, I mean, I honestly remember playing on that as their home field. But I don't know if PJ's is really related to the turf. If you see the play that he got hurt on, he gets high-loed by 2 guys, and then a third guy hits him too. He just looked like he was folded into a pretzel. It's kind of amazing that he didn't get hurt more or worse than the ankle itself. But yeah, the players are coming out. Shaq Thompson said this, and the problem is with this is that it's just going to be talk because it's going to be too expensive for the entire league to really like adjust this on a large scale because they want to use these buildings all the time. That's why Tepper put in the turf in the first place, is because he wants to expand the usage of Bank of America beyond just Sunday and have these concerts out there, have these events, you have the soccer, and they didn't, you're just worried that the field is not going to be able to hold up consistently with all that wear and tear. And as a owner who's as these owners are trying to pitch that these stadiums are economic drivers for the community, they need to be able to use them and use them as a lot, or else that argument doesn't really hold as much water. For why Charlotte should pay for a stadium or why Buffalo should chip in $1 billion or whatever they did for their stadium. They got to be able to use these things. And I just feel this is that it's like the plebes, the players are the plebes, and the patricians at the end of the day are going to try to act like they care, and then they're going to put the turf in.
I mean, if you're a billionaire, couldn't you have a surface and put it on top of the grass when these things are... I feel like it could be done.
That's what I think, is there should be some concept like a retractable floor.
And look, I know we're talking about technology, a lot of money, all that, but like you can convert an arena from ice to court they do it pretty easily, all the time. I feel like we could do that outdoors with grass and turf.
So we spoke about this on the podcast a lot this past Tuesday, and one of our listeners is an engineer, and he commented, and he kind of basically explained one of the hard parts of when you have these stadiums in a city is actually when you have that real turf, especially in Charlotte where the stadium is located. It's actually, he was telling us, the lowest elevation in Charlotte. So you have to, there's infrastructure things about the drainage that, and what he was basically arguing is like almost Charlotte doesn't have enough infrastructure in that area at this point to accommodate real grass. So they have to and this is, and he was talking about all types of crazy stuff. So it just turns out that it seems like it's easy.
Right.
And then it's not. But then you have these other things, is what kind of turf is the next thing, is because the Panthers turf is part synthetic, part grass. And you start looking at these different stadiums that have these different turfs. And are there injuries Is it the type of turf is one thing? You know, do you need to start looking into that? And then I think Arizona, you know, there's 16 fields that have real grass in the NFL. We went through
That's an interesting trivia question.
Half of the fields. And I think Arizona grows their grass and then rolls it out every time before the game. Like, so they install grass like before, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they do that. But so, I mean, I don't know. It's a complicated thing. And I don't know. These guys have been moving to turf, though. Tepper just moved to turf.
All right, there's your turf talk. We need to get Joey Perry in here to talk some turf one Friday during the show.
Riveting.
Night, yeah, really.
Back to Baker.
It's like we're talking about grass
growing.
Yeah, literally.
But let's talk about Baker.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Ultimately, he did not start after playing his probably best half of football in the Cincinnati game. PJ comes in. Helps the team to a win, but didn't play exceptionally well in a lot of different ways. But it's okay. But now he's hurt. Baker's in. And the question is, like, you know, Baker's got to really make a lot of this moment. It's a very important stretch for him of going forward for his career. And then what happens if he plays well this week? You know, it's like he's historically not been good against the Ravens, but I don't know if you can really use that because it was a different team, different place, different time, different Ravens team. But, you know, now you're wondering what is Baker going to do? And if Baker plays well, does he stay the starter when PJ comes back healthy? And if he plays well enough that the Panthers are playing themselves out of a kind of a draft pick, we're starting to wonder, what are the Panthers going to do next year at quarterback? Are you going to re-sign Baker?
Boy.
I know. I mean, it's like already to that. This is the crazy part of this. It might be the most bizarre quarterback story in all of Panthers, in the entire history of the Panthers. And that includes one where Jake Delhomme came in and walked on and they still didn't want to start him. There's a lot of kind of wild moments for quarterbacks in the Panther history, too.
Tony Dunn, County Cat Chronicles, joining us here in the Pirate Radio studios. We'll move on to the game last night and the pick. So the Packers fall to the Titans last night, just a few days after knocking off Dallas. You thought maybe they got something back here.
No, they stink.
They still stink.
And Rodgers, I was at a concert last night, so I did not watch the game, but I was listening to some of the radio, and they were saying that Rodgers just leaving throws out there, too. So it's not like it's just, we keep to hear that there's no receivers, But Rodgers is not having a good season either.
What concert did you go to?
I went to an old 90s heavy metal band called Corrosion of Conformity. And they are from Raleigh. I went with Jason Harris.
I saw pictures.
Yeah, man.
That's
we
crazy.
had a good time. Kind of, it's like and what's awesome is that these, we're all, I'm stuck in the 90s. The people at this concert clip are way more stuck than I was.
Wow.
Like, they have not changed. They still wear the same clothes.
Yeah.
There's wallet chains still. Like, they just attached they're like embedded into their DNA.
Awesome.
That was great time.
I like to hear that. I watched the movie. I didn't watch the game either. I watched Smile because I saw it was on Paramount Plus.
Is that the Jordan Peele movie?
No, that's Nope.
He has another one, though, that was a single word, too. That was before it. Was that it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he has all of the single words.
Smile, is that a horror movie?
Yeah, it was.
Was it okay?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be better.
Did you watch Nope?
Nope.
I tried to watch it, and I said nope. I got through like 20. I might give it another chance, but
I wait until they they're not free because
I pirate all this
services.
stuff. I pirate a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey,
it's pirate radio.
Way to be a pirate. I think the most interesting thing from last night was the Titans offensive coordinator had time to coach his team in a win, travel back from Lambeau Field,
and get hammered,
and get
maybe got hammered on the plane.
And we maybe he didn't get hammered. Maybe he blew a .08 or a .09. But he got a DUI after returning from the Packers win. It says he went through the intake process at 4:36 a.m.
Oh yeah, he was getting off the plane and driving home probably.
Bell at 6:46 a.m. Had to be some plane drinking going on.
Yeah.
So
and he goes, "Don't you know who I am?" And the cop says, Nope. Never heard of you.
Titans offense stinks.
You mean guy who just says run the ball up the middle, Derrick Henry?
You're the guy that gives it to Henry 57 times?
Yeah, should arrest you.
So that's pretty wild for a coach to do that after an away victory. That all happened pretty quickly, I guess. All right, we'll get to some picks here. Chandler is 90-50 in first place.
He knows his football.
90-50.
CJ is 8 games back with 82 wins. Tony is 9 games back with 81 wins. I am 17 games back with 73 wins.
Well, you know what, though?
But I did win
you
last
are
week.
really, this is the first time I've looked at your score and said, man, this guy doesn't not entirely know football. I don't know if I said that right. But, like, usually I look at these numbers and I go, gosh, Clip, that's bad. You're finally starting
Now you're saying I'm okay?
Yeah, you're starting to get on the side of
right.
And this is what Clip does, by the way, Chandler. Chandler, you're about to get a big head. You're up 20.
Chandler was born with a big head.
But that is true. You're up 23 games? No.
17.
17 games.
I'm pulling a Mike Schwartz.
This happens to me every year on this show, Chandler.
I've done too big of a hole.
I'm up 12 games, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I know everything. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to take a risk here. Take a risk here. There's still a lot of football left to be played.
I'm not going to do any risk taking.
There's 8 weeks left. If I can get you 2 games a week, I can pull within 1. If I can get you 3 games a week, I could pull ahead.
There's going to be 1 week when you're a leader like Chandler that you go something like bizarre 4 and whatever, and it's just like you don't know why. It's happened to me every year. Maybe you can just play it right down the fairway. We'll see, Chandler. A lot of pressure. The pressure's on you.
Pressure is tightening.
All right, Panthers are an 11-point dog, I think, last time I looked. Guess what? Last time there was an NFL game with an 11-point dog, the dog won outright.
I wonder who that was.
That was Washington on Monday night against Philadelphia.
Wow.
So
man, that wasn't that long ago.
Just throwing that out there. Guess what? It was right up I-95. Where this game will be.
Well, I'm going to take the Ravens.
I, too, will take the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Lamar Jackson.
I'm taking the Ravens.
And
Ravens block.
CJ
He's taking the Ravens.
has sent in his pick. He has taken the Ravens. All right, Bears at Falcons. So many 50-50 games in this league, Tony, and this is one of those.
This is a game I asked you earlier before that we were on the air that is this kind of a trap game for me to pick, like where I just feel like the Bears are getting better each week. The offense is starting to cook. Atlanta's so terrible, but they've only been terrible against the Panthers really as of late. I don't know. I'm still picking the Bears, but this is one of those games that I could see it going either way.
The Bears used this one the other night. Saw a great stat: 29 points in 3 straight games, and they've lost all 3. That is an NFL record. First team to score.
So they've lost the last 3 games?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I feel like the Bears have been really good.
Yeah, because you see these Justin Fields highlights, and they're putting up a lot of points.
And then they lose
keep
by
losing.
1 point at the end of the game. Wow.
I'm taking the Falcons at home.
Wow.
CJ is taking the Bears.
Okay.
And Chandler.
I'm going to take the Falcons at home.
All right. Browns.
I don't want to let you make any games up.
Browns at Bills. Oh, actually, in Detroit. Bills losing again last week. They are human. That was a weird game.
Weird. I told you it was the game of the week.
Yeah, you did.
And you were like, yeah.
Chandler.
I'm going to go Bills.
Tony.
I'm going to go Bills. You know what? Actually, this is scary, though. They can't keep losing, but the Bills can't stop the run.
And the Browns
can run.
Justin Bear, Browns fan, joined us yesterday to talk ECU and said that he was hoping they would stay in Buffalo and the game plan would just be run it with Chubb and Hunt 52 times because they couldn't throw it in the, but now it's going to be in beautiful, clear Detroit.
They moved it because of the 3 foot of snow?
Yeah. So I am taking the Bills. Eagles at Colts. Can Jeff Saturday win another one?
No. I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
I mean, technically he can.
I'm going.
Does the Jeff Saturday question raise a question that maybe you don't have to be as smart and hardworking as we think to be a head coach?
It can, but it was just one game, and I don't know.
And how bad are the Raiders? The Raiders are so bad they can't. And the owner's not even got enough money. He can't even fire his head coach this year. He can't afford to because of the mistakes he's made.
Did you see that? I think I showed you this the other day. But Derek Carr
cried.
hasn't had a 3-touchdown game, and there was a laundry list of quarterbacks that have had.
It was like
more
Josh
recently.
Johnson,
Cam Newton, Josh Johnson. I think Sipian played for the Broncos.
Trevor Siemian.
Or Simeon.
Sipian?
Whoever the Dallas guy was that's filled in for Dak had like 4 of them.
Yeah, but it's just a crazy stat of all the quarterbacks that have had one before him.
Welcome to your Carolina Panther quarterback next year.
I'm taking the Colts at home to beat Philly.
Okay.
Chandler.
I'm going Philly.
All right. What's the line?
Just when I gave Clip a compliment that I said he's getting all right at this game, he's like, hey, hold my beer. I'm going to really tank this week.
Eagles are a 7-point favorite. Give me the Colts. Jets.
You don't get the points.
Jets and Patriots. Rematch from a few weeks ago. I will take the Patriots.
I don't know enough about the Patriots this year, to be honest, to have a firm grasp on them. Like, are they good? I'm going to go Jets on the road.
All right. CJ is going with the Jets. Chandler.
I'm going with the Jets.
All right.
Oh, wow. You're on. Now you're trying to make them games up.
Or just get left in the dust. Let's do one more. Take a break. Rams at Saints. 2 crap teams. Is Stafford playing?
Oh, gosh. He could not be playing?
He didn't play last week.
He didn't? You know, I took it was our bye week. I didn't even watch football on Sunday.
Tony had a bye week.
I took the day off.
He clears concussion protocol. So the starting quarterbacks in the Cardinals-Rams game last week was Stafford was John Wolford versus who did Arizona start, Chandler?
It was
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Yeah, that was the QB matchup. What's up with Jameis? Why is he not playing?
What's he up to?
Is he hurt?
What did my trainer say? What is Jameis up to these days? He has just been replaced by
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to be replaced. Jameis Winston has not played since the 3rd week. He's set to miss another game as the Saints choose to stick with Andy Dalton as their starter. All right, well, give me the Rams.
Huh. What did my trainer say?
That's what he's asking himself every day right now. Chandler.
I'm going to go Rams.
All right, CJ's going Saints.
Rams.
He was really hoping that Wofford was going to start.
John Wofford.
So he could say this is that, what do you think about the game between Wofford and Andy Dalton? Pain. Pain everywhere.
Pain everywhere.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, more picks to make here on a Friday on Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after these words.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them The Voice sent you.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Mike Schwartz. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. They also provide urgent orthopedic care on the weekends. For experienced and professional services, call the folks at Orthopedics East at 757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. November is busy, busy, busy. I'll have some thoughts right after this. Just like Pepsi, Jira Wilson from Jacksonville, born in Eastern Carolina.
This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the fourth generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi. Go Pirates.
Any college play-by-play announcer will tell you that November is the most hectic time of the year. Football and basketball overlap. Take ECU's schedule for Exhibit A. The Pirates will play 3 football games and 8 basketball games this month. 2 of the 3 football games are on the road at Cincinnati on November the 11th and at Temple on November the 26th. The basketball schedule finds 4 games at home and 4 games on the road. The week of November 20th will find 5 games in 6 days. 4 basketball games, including 3 games in 3 days at the Gulf Coast Showcase just outside Fort Myers, a road game at ODU in Norfolk on November the 26th, and the same day the Pirates are at the Lincoln Philly to take on the Temple Owls on the gridiron. It just so happens I will miss just 1 basketball broadcast this year, and that is a rarity. Come on back next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. ECU football alum Dakota Marshall is the owner of First and Goal Hauling, and he has a complete fleet of dump trucks, and he hauls everything: dirt, asphalt, stone. And with First and Goal Hauling, it's a touchdown every time. Follow First and Goal Hauling on Facebook today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right. You need something hauled, call the man Dakota, hardworking man. Shirley Rhodes is here, Chandler Honeycutt. Tony Dunn making some NFL picks. Week 11, I hate to say that. It feels like it's slipping away, but there are 18 weeks in the regular season now. So you get a little extra football. We are on what I feel like the Giants play the Lions every week. The Giants have not played a good team this season. Lions at Giants. That's probably not true.
Seattle was the best team maybe they played.
They lost to Dallas, right?
Yeah, they played that. They're going to have to play them twice.
Let's look at this Giants schedule real quick because they are 7-2.
The Giants, by the way.
I want to take the Lions, but I'm not. So the Giants won at Tennessee, which looks like a good win now.
Yeah.
They beat the Panthers in a game that could have gone either way.
They beat the Ravens.
They came back to beat the Ravens. That was one of the Ravens games where they blew. They have beaten the Bears. They beat the Packers. They won at Jacksonville.
They're being a little harder on them than they deserve.
I'll tell you what they have done, too. I don't know if this is sustainable, Tony. Every win has been a one-possession win.
Well, those are the games you got to win.
Including last week against Houston. So they were winning the close games. So I do give them credit for that.
Who's their defensive coordinator? He's got a cool name. He was the Ravens' defensive coordinator.
Oh, Wink?
Martindale.
Yeah.
Martindale.
He's got that defense playing really well. Look at those scores right there. No one's put up over 27 points against them, it looks like.
Yeah, and they have held, only the Cowboys put up 23, Titans 20. Yeah, 22-20. They've only allowed 20 points 4 times this year. 4 times.
Seahawks got 27 on them, but still, I'm taking the Giants, man. I feel like the Giants are this team now that is like we just say that they're not good, and they're not good, and they actually might be.
They have a stretch coming up. So after the Lions, they play at Dallas, Washington, Philly, Washington, at Minnesota. So
yeah, all of a sudden their schedule could just go. What are they right now?
7-2.
7-2. So they could just like even out to.
Yeah, basically they get to 500 pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right. Commanders at Texans.
Who are you taking, Chandler?
In this game, Commanders?
No, the Lions, Giants. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I didn't give that pick.
I know, I didn't hear it. I was just asking.
I didn't give it at all. I'll go.
He's taking the Giants.
I'll take Giants.
Okay. Well, damn.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
You wanted to take the Lions.
I know.
Why don't you just do it?
I don't want to.
Because you don't respect the Giants.
Did you take Giants?
Yeah.
You did.
I'll go Lions.
Oh.
Look at this guy.
I told you.
Look at this guy.
I told you. This is what happened.
Getting cocky.
All right, this is what happened.
Fine.
I get all the picks, too.
Commanders at Texans. I hope everybody's not just thinking this is like don't need to watch it. Commanders definitely win game. Like, you don't feel that way, do you?
Totally. I told you. Ron Rivera in November and December.
Ron Denver.
I messaged you. I messaged you and I said, he's gonna win your heart, Clip. He's gonna win your heart.
Look,
the Commanders. Look, you guys were on a win streak before.
They've won 4 out of 5.
Yeah, beat the Eagles.
Should have beat the
Got
Vikings.
crying. Ron Rivera. I was a little like, I guess his mom passed away. Meant a lot, but that was a big win for that whole team. I think for everybody is starting to get to the point where they're just doubting. He's worried, and like you just, that's the grind. Commanders on the road, decisive win against the Texans. Who they got next week after that?
See, here's the thing: they could go on a run here. They're already on.
They are on a run,
but they got the Texans. They got the Falcons at home, and then they got back-to-back games with the Giants. Like,
let's go!
It's right there in front.
Heineke with the dang.
It's right there in front of them. I'll take the Commanders.
See, you just don't want to get excited. You secretly are, though.
I don't.
You are secret. You're trying to fight the feeling.
I spent all of Monday night forcing myself to not get excited,
even in the game.
During the entire game, because I thought it was going to go bad.
I knew once I was like, oh, they're going to win this game. I knew Cliff was saying, do not say that. I could hear it. And he never responded, by the way, till the next day. I knew he was
we were safe then.
I'm not even a Commanders fan, but I was getting hyped watching Brian Robinson carry dudes. A guy who was shot twice.
Yeah.
Just a couple months ago.
And I don't understand how the other guy, Gibson, isn't like the dude. I thought he was about to be the guy, and then I found he just turned out to be a regular dude.
Fantasy nerds turn people on to him too much.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff said we're going to use him like Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that one got his hype.
And they used him like Sister Christian.
Okay.
I don't know. Chandler.
Give me I'm going to Commanders. All
right. Raiders at Broncos.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to pick either one of these teams.
This is a good day. So, look, you made fun of me for keep picking the Broncos. I'm going to do it. No, this is a game the Raiders can win, too. Every week the Raiders can win. I'm taking the Broncos, though.
I am, too.
Oh, brother, this matchup stinks. I'm going Broncos at home. Ugh.
All right, Cowboys.
What happened to the Broncos last week? I mean, I know they ran into it was Tanner a week, right?
There was a boring game that just went kind of back and forth punts, but they had a big play to.
It was a flea flicker to what's his name? Westbrook
Akina.
Touchdown!
And really, that was it, right? What was the final? It was 17-10. I mean,
I thought, they
scored 10 points. They sucked, Tony.
Yeah, but look, terrible. They came out. Look, when did they had a
10-0 lead.
Yeah, that's the thing is then, and I think you had Jerry Jeudy go out first play of the game. Stunk. That stunk. It stinks.
We're all taking the Broncos.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that weird?
I guess. I don't know. What are you pointing at?
I'm not really pointing at anything. I'm
What
just
do you
saying,
say?
is it weird to take the Broncos?
No, because they play the Raiders. We have to take one of them.
I know, but I mean, I don't even know if the Raiders, the Broncos are that much better than
They're
the
not.
Raiders.
They're terrible.
Okay. I'm sticking with the Broncos. I think the Raiders could win this. You know what? Give me the Raiders.
All right, that's
Give
what
me
you
the
want to
Raiders.
do. You spent 5 minutes and you talked yourself into it. All right, Cowboys at Vikings.
Oh, by the way, 3 touchdown game for Derek Carr this week.
All right.
I'm rocking with. I'm gonna go Cowboys on the road.
You know what? This is like 4:25 window, prime time-ish. I think I'm taking Dallas too. I had a feeling all week. Give me Dallas.
Vikings.
All right. And
The disrespect I give to Minnesota.
I pick against Minnesota a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've picked against them the last couple of weeks. Where are we at? Vikings for CJ. Bengals at Steelers. CJ, for the first time ever, believing in his team, taking the Steelers. I do not believe in them. I'll take the Bengals.
What's there to believe in?
Steelers can't score.
I will take the Bengals too.
All right.
Bengals.
All right. Chiefs at Chargers.
Chargers gonna charge, as my friend Clip Brock says. I'm taking the Chiefs on the road.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right. Everybody's taking the Chiefs. And
Chandler's got a big yawns over there because the Cardinals are a snooze fest. Give me the 49ers.
49ers. Love the Niners, even though they're not very good. I'm sticking with them all year. Chandler.
I'm going Niners.
I saw. So has the Cardinals Hard Knocks in season thing started yet?
Yeah. Will they fire what's
Kingsbury?
Yeah, in the show.
Had a stat on Wednesday night. Kingsbury, first coach in NFL history to have a winning record when he's an underdog straight up, and a losing record when his team's favored. That's a cool, neat stat
to consider.
I saw. This is what I saw. Hard Knocks, and this might just be so people will watch. I haven't watched it, so now they're going to get me to watch the next episode. It says there will be a shocking scene regarding Eno Benjamin's release from the show, from the team. It'll be shown on the show.
Eno Benjamin? I don't even know.
Eno Benjamin filled in for James Conner when he was hurt and put up good numbers, and now he's released from the team. So
I can't wait to see Robbie's face in the background. What's that bird doing?
You did mention he's for the Texans now, right?
Who? Eno? I did not. Oh no, Eno revenge game this week against the Commanders. So who are they talking to here? Raleigh. This is.
When does this come out?
The director. So it's once a week.
No, but when does this episode?
Episode 3 is coming up this week, whenever the next episode is. Episode 3. No, it'll air November 23rd. So, yeah, next Wednesday. And it says, I'll say yes, stay tuned, watch show 3. It was shocking to me. They've been doing these shows for a while. Yeah, it was a little shocking.
I wonder if that means, like, it's kind of bizarre that they released them.
I think so. When I first read it, I thought that, like, maybe he did something to lead to it.
That's how they're trying to at least portray it. But if you really start to think about it, it's going to be like, why did you ask for our playbook when I just rushed the most yards we had all season?
And they're going to cut to Robbie Anderson, like you said, and he's going to be shocked. But not because of that. He just doesn't know where he's at. He's like,
just mouth open.
Mouth agape. 2 guns in his holster, walking around Arizona. All right, Tony. Post game coming up. Sunday.
Friday free for all tonight. Saturday Madden simulation. Post game, and maybe the Panthers shock the world. And they probably won't.
All right, there you go. Wes Hines is here. Good to see you, Wes.
Good to see you, Clifford.
Riding the rest of the way here. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll talk to Morgan Ahlers. He'll join us on the Pit Electric Live Line. PA announcer, and we'll watch his son for the final time at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium on Saturday. That's on the way when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Jeff Stein for Brown & Wood, our special guest today. Jeff, the holiday travel season is here. Folks are going to be traveling. How can you help them out in the service department?
With the winter months coming, customers are putting on new tires, getting alignments, making sure we check their brakes. We also have an increase in parts inventory, so that's speeding up the process for the customer. And don't forget, we have free pickup and drop-off. To make an appointment, you can visit our website at brownandwood.net or give us a call at 252-355-6080. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck. Eastern Pines Dental, located on East 10th Street beside Lowe's in Greenville, provides complete dental care to all ages, including implants, root canals, crowns, wisdom teeth removal, IV sedation, Invisalign, and much more. And as Eastern Pines continues to grow, we've added caring and kind doctors ready to assist you, including Dr. Ward, Dr. Lovick, Dr. Moore, and Dr. Mosley. Call 751-0770 to schedule your appointment today. The staff of Eastern Pines Dental thanks you for trusting them with your dental care.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the program. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. It is the best place to watch our favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town. Sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Flip Brock.
All right, you can catch Morgan Ahlers time to time at Tiebreakers. Also, his alter ego, DJ Captain Morgan. You can find him there. And right now, Morgan Ahlers joins us on the Pit Electric Live line here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. East Carolina and Houston going at it. Senior Day, Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, 2 o'clock. Morgan will be on the mic. Morgan, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing fantastic, Clip Brock. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no high school huddle, so we have to have you on every Friday show here that we're doing today. So.
Well, that sounds good because it's the second time I've been on. I'm truly blessed. It's a wonderful day.
Yes, sir. And we have had people ask, Morgan, Brian North actually brought it up earlier, and I saw it on a message board too, the kind of scheduled Senior Day events. And will you be announcing your son Holton to the field? Will you be on the field? So what is what's it going to look like tomorrow as far as you and Senior Day goes?
The plan is right now I will be down with the headset, camera crew, and my entourage along with paparazzi will be on the field, and we'll be out there with Holton. But Ron, who does the internal PA, will actually be announcing it.
Okay, there you go. A familiar voice, and Ron will be on the mic, and Morgan will be down there. And obviously emotional time, Morgan, and you're celebrating what Holton Ahlers has done, not only on the field, but I know you're even more proud of what he does off the field, but kind of a culmination of a lot. I mean, Brian North kind of broke it down. We've been talking about Holton Ahlers, not just during his time at ECU, but his recruitment at D.H. Conley. And, he joins the Pirate team when things weren't so great, was actually started being recruited by Ruffin McNeil, right? So kind of 3 coaching staffs had their hands in on getting Holton Ahlers here and coaching him.
Yeah, Coach Ruff, they offered him, I think, in October of his freshman year at D.H. Conley when Lincoln Riley was here. I mean, Holton's first time at East Carolina at a camp came right as he left Chicago as an 8th grader, literally. He graduated on a Thursday and was at camp at the Beast of the East tournament that they started years ago. And Lincoln Riley was one of his coaches that day. And I've actually got a picture of Lincoln working with him on a quarterback one-on-one drill, which is kind of cool, kind of fuzzy, but it's a cool picture. But no, they started out, and then they recruited him, and Coach Mo recruited him, and ended up signing. And Coach Houston took over the program, and they've developed such a great relationship. I think the world of Coach Houston and his staff, and it's going to be a very emotional time tomorrow for sure. And hopefully the Pirates will honor the seniors, and the seniors will do their job and come out of there with a big win tomorrow. That would be awesome.
No doubt. Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pit Electric Live line, East Carolina, looking for win number 7 on the season. And we had Shane Carden here earlier on the show. Morgan, he actually met Holton earlier this afternoon, and Shane was kind of talking about, man, you're out of the conference championship race, but he said to be where they are right now, to think back a few years ago, to be talking about picking up win number 7 and how amazing that would be, and then maybe 8 and maybe 9, and I've gone over it this week. I counted since I think like the last 58, 59 seasons of ECU football, there's been 11 teams with 9 or more wins. So kind of rarefied air there. You got a chance to do something really special here. And look, I know Holton and Miles and Xavier and all these guys want to go out a winner one final time at Dowdy Ficklin tomorrow.
Yeah, they do, and they've put their heart and soul, their blood, sweat, and tears into this program. And there's been a lot of good times here of late, and there's been some times over the last 4 or 5 years that have been dark days, as we all know, and really happy for these young men. They've stuck it out. When I was talking with Jeff Charles earlier today on his show, in today's age of the transfer portal, I kind of made the joke, if your cornflakes get soggy too fast, people transfer. Just because they don't like something, they transfer. Well, these guys stuck it out. I'm very proud of the young men they are, and you've had a chance to get to know them on the Players Lounge each week, and just they're great people. They're just really good people. Not only great football players, but they're really good people. And looking forward to see where life takes them. And I'm sure each and every one of these young men are going to be successful in what they do, because they've proven that hard work does pay off. And I think that's a life lesson that a lot of people can learn from. And they've taken the life lessons that they've learned, whether it's on the field or off the field, and they're going to apply it to life. And again, these guys are going to be brothers for life, and it's really exciting to see where they go from here.
Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pitt Electric Live Line, East Carolina and Houston coming up on Saturday. Another question, Morgan. Local politics. Steve Hill pointed out earlier that this is Saturday. We'll kind of wrap up the local politics era. So you, as the one pulling the strings here, the godfather of Pirate football, who are you going to implement at quarterback next year? Will it be Mason Garcia? Or are you bringing in, do you have another relative? What are you going to do, Morgan?
Well, I just found out that I have another child. He's 6. So we're going to put him in. He'll be a 7-year-old quarterback prodigy now.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you. No, 4 wonderful boys, and if anybody else shows up, statute of limitations is over with. I'm done. Okay.
No extra seats at the Thanksgiving table this year.
That's right. No more seats. No, right now it's Mason.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Mason's been the understudy right now, and hopefully he can take the reins over. And it's like I told Holton when he was younger. I said, when you get out there and you start looking and listening to these quarterbacks, you learn from them. You learn how these guys do the right things. And you mentioned Shane Carden. I can remember Tom McClellan telling me this, that Shane did such a great job working with the young quarterbacks as he was older. He'd pull them off to the side and, show them things that they could look at and everything. And I've tried to instill that into Holton. I'm pretty sure he's done that as well. And I think Mason's going to have a good career here at East Carolina. I really do. And I'm excited for what the future holds for Pirate football. I mean, I'm fully invested in it. I'm looking forward to calling them next year as well.
Yeah, and maybe a little pressure off of you, Morgan. We haven't talked a ton about this, but, how has it been to be there for every hit Holton's take, every interception he's thrown, but also obviously the great times being there on the mic? I mean, that has to be – you're in a very stressful position, and you've somehow been able to handle it and do it all these years.
Well, thank you. It is difficult. It's difficult to keep my mouth shut sometimes, and you and I have talked about that many times off the air. But it's been a blessing. It's been hard at times. It's been very rewarding. And Garrett Short and Brian Bailey, they did a great piece yesterday, and thank you so much, because that meant a lot to the family. And I think they had a GoPro on me last game, and you can see that, and I don't even realize that I do this, how much I do cheer in the press box, in the operation box, and then I've got to turn the microphone on and try to do my job. And it's actually easier doing it at home because I got other things to take my mind off what's going on in the field. The away games are a lot tougher because all I have to do is just focus on the game, and that's when my nerves start getting the best of me sometimes. But no, it's been really a cool experience for me personally. Hopefully, Holton will realize that, and I think he does a little bit now, that what it means to the family and our friends, and it's just been a really cool experience, and been truly blessed.
Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pitt Electric Live Line. He'll be on the mic tomorrow. He'll be on the field at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium as East Carolina takes on Houston, and the Pirates a favorite in that game, Morgan. And from a game standpoint, this is a Houston team that gives up a lot of points. They can score a lot of points. They play kind of a frantic style of football, which embodies their head coach, Dana Holgerson, and kind of his actions on the sideline. So bottom line, with everything going on and all the festivities and hoopla and what you'll be involved in with your family, it should be a fun football game, a good football game on Saturday.
I think so, too. I mean, Houston's a very good football team. I know they've been in some crazy games this year. And, I really believe that our defense is up for the challenge. I think that we've got one of the better defenses, if not, in my opinion, the best defense in the conference. We have to put pressure on their quarterback. I think if we can do that, and maybe force them into some not so good decisions, and we can take advantage of it. I think offensively, their front seven's pretty good. I think their defensive backfield has been beat up by injuries this year, and I think that's where teams have taken advantage. I think it was last week Temple almost threw for 500 yards against them. Actually had the lead late in the game, but they had enough time. They threw a long pass for a touchdown. Houston did to win the game. So it's going to be an exciting day. It's going to be a beautiful day. I understand they're expecting a crowd of, over 40,000 people, which you've been out there many times, the last game of the year, and you might be lucky to have 5,000 or 6,000. To have 40,000 people at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium on the final game of the year says a whole lot for where this program has come to where it is now, and the fan base has really responded, and I know these seniors are going to really appreciate a great turnout tomorrow.
Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, you've also been on the PA for some awesome basketball and some frantic, crazy basketball. East Carolina has got down by huge double-digit leads in their first 3 games, won all 3 games, and it has been crazy. Mike Schwartz kind of smirked about it after win 1, win 2. He was upset after the win on Wednesday night. He is tired of these deficits, wants to see some better starts early, but give these guys credit. They are fighting, clawing back, and I tell you what, it's made for some fun games in Minges.
It really has. I think this team is going to take a little time to gel and figure out who's doing what and when they're doing it. The other night, hats off to Hampton. They came in, they had about 4 guys that are all about 6'5", 6'6", that could play, could run, could shoot. And I think at one point late in the second half, they were shooting 70% up until about the last 5 or 6 minute mark of the game. And then, very few teams can keep that up the whole game. It just, laws of averages say you're going to start missing some shots. They did. We took advantage of it, and we ran up and down the court a little bit. The defensive pressure, I think, got to them a little bit. They got frustrated. And we were able to make that comeback and come out with a win. But you better figure things out pretty quick because you're getting ready to come into the short rows of the non-conference season.
Yeah.
Conference starts into December, and if you get down to 20 points to a Memphis or Cincinnati or whoever in our conference, it doesn't matter. Chances of coming back aren't that good. So, they've got to start find a way to get a faster start, making some of those early shots, early keeping contention, then start playing, maybe the second half breakaway. So we'll see what happens. But I like what Coach Schwartz is doing defensively. They're fun to watch. They're really getting after it. I think that made a big difference the first 3 games, especially late.
No doubt. Morgan Ahlers joining us. Pitt Electric Live Line. East Carolina going to be away from home for a while down in Florida beginning Monday at 1:30 against Indiana State, then on the road at Old Dominion. Morgan, thanks for your time today. Have a great day tomorrow, and happy for the Ahlers family, and we'll see Holden one more time on the field. Looking forward to it, man.
Thanks, Clip, and thanks for all you guys and what you do at Pirate Radio. I mean, I know I'm part of it. You guys do such a great job on game days, the pregame, the postgame. People don't realize the effort that goes into that, and you guys do such a great job, and being able to stay win or loss after in the postgame is not easy. And I've been there, done that in my past lives too, and it's not easy. But you guys do such a great job, and kudos to everybody involved.
Well, I think you said you're going to have a post-game meal with the family. Hopefully, while y'all were doing that, we're having a fun fifth quarter after a Pirate victory on Saturday evening. That'd be a blast. So, Morgan, we'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you, Clip. You guys have a great weekend, and go Pirates.
See you, bud. There's Morgan Ahlers joining us. Pitt Electric Live Line. All right, Wes. Let's open up the booty bag. What do you think?
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, how about 18 Bricks Budweiser, the king of beers? It is on the line right now, 317-1250. And we're going to go caller 4, so get in quick. 317-1250, a winner of 18 Budweiser bottles. It can be yours if you are caller number 4 right now. 317-1250, we're back. Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show will join us after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Pirate fans, it's your last chance to see East Carolina football at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium this year as the Pirates wrap up the 2022 home schedule, hosting the Houston Cougars on Saturday the 19th. Tickets are still available in the lower bowl for just $50. And for just $35, you can get a great view from the upper deck. It will be senior day for the Pirates, so pack the stadium and give this special group a Pirate Nation ovation and a great purple and gold send-off. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com to get your tickets today.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials. This is Holton Ahlers, and if you need a Yeti cooler, apparel, shoes, or accessories for the season, Shimmer has you covered. Shimmer Boutique is also the exclusive retailer in Greenville carrying the largest selection of built when broken gear for adults and youth. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville across from Lowe's. Go Pirates!
Here today with Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. What's new?
So this is the best time to buy. We have no payments for 90 days when you finance with us. Also, 2.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 22 Jeep Wagoneer. And don't forget, you can sit down with me, custom order your next vehicle, and save time and money. Don't have a Christmas idea? We have you covered with buy 3 tires, get the 4th one for $1. And don't forget, drive a little, save a lot. Located in Washington, North Carolina. And also check us out on the web at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
It's bow time. So it's game time and you got a bunch of rabid fans.
Dad, we're hungry.
You head out to fire up burgers and dogs and go from grill master to MVP. Then you realize you're out of GAS. Yup, out of gas on game day. What do? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea. It's bow time.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is a family-run dealership that creates a family-like atmosphere for their customers. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has one of the biggest used car inventories in eastern North Carolina. Shop online today at EastCarolinaChryslerDodge.com. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial Drive. Go Pirates! And now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Looking forward to a football weekend with some hoops and other things sprinkled in. We'll talk about the sports weekend and what's going on right now with Mark Greenhalgh Golf Shop Radio Show coming your way. 8 to 9 tomorrow, as that will lead into the UBE Pirate Preview and then our coverage on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. So you'll hear from Greeny bright and early on Pirate Radio on Saturday morning. Greeny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Cliff. How about you?
Hey, doing great, and good to check in with you again. And sorry to bring this up, but I don't think we've talked since Clemson lost to Notre Dame and saw their title hopes kind of dash there for the college football playoff. Still playing for an ACC title where you'll meet North Carolina in Charlotte in a couple of weeks. But Greeny, with a team that's like playoff or bust, Can you get excited about a rivalry game with South Carolina or an ACC championship or anything like that?
Yeah, you still want the ACC championship because you didn't get it last year. But it comes down to, we've been saying this all along, which quarterback shows up, which DJ shows up each week, right? And the bad one showed up at Notre Dame. I think the thing that got me was, when he got yanked in that Syracuse game, part of him getting yanked was, he got strip sacked at the 4-yard line, and they picked it up and ran it back for a touchdown, which kind of ruined any momentum they started off in the Syracuse game with. Well, then you look at what DJ does against Notre Dame. He did not pull the ball out of a running back's hands, I think, until midway through the third quarter. So, that's what's been happening to him. He throws an interception, he gets scared to throw the ball. He fumbles the ball, he gets scared to run the ball. So, he's got to get over that hump. You make mistakes, you got to be able to have the short memory and move on. Apparently, he doesn't do that very well. So, again, you look to see against Miami, a team that you should blow out, being favored by 19 this week. You look at South Carolina next week, another team that they should handle fairly easily. To get yourself to North Carolina, and if you're not performing offensively against North Carolina, your defense is only going to hang in there so long against the Tar Heels.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. If we had the expanded college football playoff this year, then Clemson would certainly be alive. Alabama would be alive. Even North Carolina, if they could run through this and beat Clemson in the ACC championship. So that would be a great thing to have all these important games late in the year. Some on the other side argue that should those teams really be, competing for a national championship, are they good enough? So where do you sit on that, Greeny, where the expanded playoffs we'll see in a few years?
Well, it's going to be interesting because, even if, let's say you had 12 teams, I think right now the landscape of college football, maybe it's changing because you're getting Tennessee coming back. You've got a team like TCU in there. You got Southern Cal, who's got some promise, right? We've seen the potential out of a team like Utah, but we've seen a bunch of these teams have potential. Do they really have what it takes to beat really a Georgia and Ohio State, Michigan? Alabama's having a little bit of a down year this year. For me, I don't know. I don't think that expanded playoffs is going to do anything other than potentially have a game where somebody like a quarterback from a Georgia or Ohio State or somebody gets hurt, and then they end up losing, and then you really may not get the ultimate national champion. So that's kind of what I see. It seems like since we've had this 4-team playoff, for the most part, it's been we feel like 3 teams really have a shot at winning, right? And the 4th team's kind of like that extra that we get in there. So I don't know, unless you get a lot of improvement and you get maybe 6 or 7 teams that have that feel that they're the one that they could win a national championship. But right now, you still feel like it's kind of like Georgia and the Ohio State-Michigan winner.
Yeah, Mark Greenhalgh's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. Fascinated to see what happens this weekend. TCU at Baylor, USC at UCLA. Can they hang on, keep winning, and improve their spots, or will losses open the door for new teams? It's fascinating to watch here down the stretch. Greeny, let's talk a little NFL. Boy, things have changed in the AFC East since we last talked. The Bills are certainly human. The Dolphins with Tua are unbeatable, or at least undefeated right now when he plays. And now you got the Patriots and Jets jockeying for position, a rematch of a few weeks ago. All of a sudden, that's a huge game in the AFC East. So every team right now with a winning record in that division.
Isn't it the joke that Tom Brady's the luckiest guy in the world because he's sitting at 5-5, leading his division, and the Patriots are at 5-4, and they're in last place in their division? But yeah, they've suddenly, here we all thought that the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders, that, maybe you see 3 teams get in from that division. Now, at the flip side of that, to your point, it looks like maybe the AFC East is kind of the toughest division on the AFC side. And do you get 3 teams in from that one? And, man, Buffalo having to go play in Detroit because of all the snow that's falling, does that impact them going down the road and give the other teams the advantage because they're not necessarily playing a home game?
Yeah, that story, they will be playing in Detroit due to all the snow, and we'll see if that could be an equalizer, or do the nice weather conditions help Josh Allen and company air it out against the Browns? We'll see on Sunday. Greeny, catch us up on what's going on in the golf world. What are the headlines? What are we following this week?
Well, really, we're following the final event on the PGA Tour down at Sea Island, Georgia, the RSM Classic. And, one of the storylines for me this week is you had Akshay Bhatia, who had to shoot like 8 under par to Monday qualify to get into this thing. Then you're saying, okay, maybe he's got a little mojo coming into this week. Remember, he won the first event on the Korn Ferry Tour last year and then missed 13 cuts the rest of the way. Didn't even make the top 25. Didn't get a PGA Tour card through the finals. So he was out there struggling. Monday qualifies, comes out, shoots 3 over par in the first round, and then shoots 9 under par today to get to 6 under par, only 6 shots behind the leader, and making the cut. So that's one of the great stories of this week. You also have Sahith Theegala, who we kind of jumped onto the scene kind of mid-year this year, and he's in the mix. He's only 1 shot back at 11 under par. So a couple of guys to watch out for. Again, these are the events where maybe we see a preview of who could have a hot start to the year in 2023. And then on the flip side of it, you have the LPGA Tour, who's got their tour championship this week, and Lydia Ko taking a 5-shot lead into the weekend as she makes her resurgence to the top of leaderboards throughout 2022.
Greeny, always monitoring what goes on in the golf world, also following football. How about this, Mark? Where does the World Cup fall into your list of sports to follow? It begins on Sunday with the first game, Qatar and Ecuador. United States will play on Monday, coming up 2 o'clock against Wales. So usually it's during the summer when really nothing much is going on. Now it's during basketball, football, all this stuff. So is that on your radar at all for this upcoming weekend?
Now that they banned beer in the stadium, who wants to really watch now? No,
Yeah.
it is a big event, and I think I'll follow along. I think I'll catch maybe some of the big teams. I do follow Manchester United in the Premier League, so maybe I'll poke around and see how some of their players are doing. Check out the U.S. and see how this is playing out. I mean, we know that they had to move it obviously because of the weather, so it'll be nice and warm and almost too hot there in Qatar. So it'll be on the radar. I think maybe catch a little Patriots Jets and see what the U.S. National team is. Now, I will say, Cliff, I am going to Clemson to see Miami at Clemson tomorrow afternoon. So do have a full-packed weekend.
There you go. A lot going on with Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, coming up on Saturday. Greeny, what you got planned for the show in the morning?
So we're going to check in from the RSM with Rex Hoggard and kind of maybe talk about things as we wrap up the season here on the PGA Tour. We do know that we got Tiger coming to play in some events coming up, so we'll chat with Rex a little bit about that. We'll check in down in Myrtle Beach, and I'll actually be in Myrtle Beach the following weekend after Thanksgiving. So a lot of busy travel for me coming up. We'll talk college football with Bill Bender. We'll probably talk some NFL as well, and we'll see what else is going on. So good stuff. Busy weekend.
All right, Granny, thanks for joining us, man. Have a great show, great weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, Cliff, have a good one.
Thank you. There's Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us on Pirate Radio Live on the Pit Electric Live line. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll hear from Pirate defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. Houston gives up a lot of points. Houston scores a lot of points. We'll talk about what they do well, Senior Day, and more. We'll hear from the defensive coordinator of the Pirates, Blake Harrell, when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday after this.
Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood, our special guest today. Jeff, how can you help people buy a new vehicle before the end of the year?
Well, Jonathan, we're seeing an increase in inventory arriving at the dealership. Cadillac, we have XT5, Buick, Encore and Envision, Mazda, the all-new CX-50 is here, and GMC, we have some light-duty 1500 trucks arrive.
Jeff, what about incentives and your location?
Incentives, we have as low as 3.9 APR, location 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal, to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar Medi Spa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him, and BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates.
Do you have an old injury or some pain that's been holding you back all year? It's time for you to get better. With Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we can help you get your life back. Whether you need to get back to a sport, back in the gym, or just back to enjoying life, our team of specialists use a one-on-one, hands-on approach in our state-of-the-art facility to get you back moving again. Don't settle for where you are. Don't stay in pain. Visit kptonline.com today to see how Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holton Ahlers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
What a perfect time to be in Greenville, North Carolina. ECU football is going back to a bowl game. ECU basketball is getting cranked up. And Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco Sports Bar, located in the Big Lots Shopping Center right off of Greenville Boulevard, has the largest variety of delicious food, including burgers, quesadillas, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, chicken and waffles, and of course, the best wings in town. Check out Coco Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Open 7 days a week. Go Pirates!
Portable, super quiet, and fuel efficient. Honda EU Series generators are ideal for camping, tailgating, home backup power, and more. All feature Honda's CO Minder carbon monoxide detection system for added peace of mind. Select models include Bluetooth connectivity for wireless control with Honda's My Generator smartphone app. Go with a Honda EU Series generator. It's power you can trust. See Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Hi, this is Parker Bunch. When I'm not hitting dingers or going viral, I'm listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Oh, man. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, filling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock. And Clip, I believe we're having some Country Mart in the morning.
Yeah, cheese biscuits, sausage dogs, fired up.
Fatback for Shirley, which I'm going to probably steal some.
That will make you get up and get on into work when you got something to look forward to like that.
Absolutely.
Fired up for that. Hoops, Charleston up 31-23 on Colorado State. They're playing in the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. Winner gets Virginia Tech on Sunday. But right now, first half lead for the Cougars. Football tonight on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, presented by DeBuck. South Florida is at Tulsa. That is at 9 o'clock. At 9:45, San Diego State at New Mexico. So a ton of college hoops on tonight, including Baylor, Virginia. It's a pretty good one coming up at 7 o'clock. Indiana Xavier play at 6 o'clock. Oklahoma State UCF. South Carolina Davidson. UNCW versus Tristan Newton and UConn. So some interesting college matchups. Number 8 UCLA taking on Illinois tonight as well. And then next week you got Maui and Battle for Atlantis and all those tournaments. So there'll be some great college basketball on next week. Let's talk some football. We'll be doing that coming up 10 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate on Saturday. And right now we will hear from the defensive coordinator of the Pirates, Blake Harrell, as he gets ready for this Cougars offense that can put up a lot of points. Here was his Q&A earlier this week.
Blake, you guys have quite a challenge this week with Houston. I think they're averaging like 46 points a game over the last 4. Just what has made them so explosive?
Well, I think the two guys that stand out to me is Clayton Tune, and he's, it seems like I keep talking about the quarterbacks in this league, and this league is full of a bunch of good quarterbacks: Pratt, Tune, Holton Ahlers. You can go on down the list. Mordecai from SMU. You could, the UCF is a different kind of quarterback, but a really good quarterback. But Clayton Tune stands out to me. I think he's top in the conference in passing yards right now, top 5 in the nation in passing yards, and he's playing better this year. I think he played last year. Just the thing he can do too, if the play breaks down, he can take off scrambling and pick up some yards there. He's had a couple long runs. I don't remember him moving that well last year. He's moving really well right now. Nathaniel Tankdale is. Is really special. He may not be very big out there, but he's the best route runner in the conference, maybe the best receiver in the conference. And he can do some damage. You got to know where he's at all times. And the thing that makes him special, too, is he can line up out wide. He can line up in the slot, to the field, to the boundary. He moves around, so you can't just make a plan for him in one place. You got to make sure you're accountable for him in all areas. And then they got some supporting cast of that, too. Number 8, number 13, those guys are out there. The tight end's doing really well. The freshman 10, so he's got some guys that he can sling it around too. So it's not just Dale. And then I think the run game, you kind of forget, thinking pass, and they're patient enough to sit there and run the football. And they've ran the football for 150 yards on the seasons, what they're averaging. So very balanced offense, very balanced attack, and they do a good job putting it in the end zone too. So that's where they don't settle for a lot of field goals. They go for it on 4th down, and they'll go try to stick it in the box.
Miles and X are graduating now, going to leave in the program. That's got to be special for you to see those guys from kind of the point that you got here, even a year later, the start, to see them as grown men more on the field.
Yeah, it is, and that's for all our seniors, and especially Miles and X and Gerard, who defensively has been here the whole time, and we keep talking. I think Coach Houston's talked about it, and I keep talking about those guys just the way they're changing the culture in the program every single day. It may not be where we want it quite yet, but thank God it's not where it was when they came in. And I think sometimes, I've always said this about a program, sometimes the hardest part is the getting it changed and pivoted to get into the correct culture. Sometimes when you walk into a program and it's all you know is win, well, that's easy just to follow those footsteps. But when nobody has led before you and paved the way for you, that can be tough. And I think those guys, just really proud of those guys. And, I keep telling them this week how much I love them, how proud I am of them, and just excited to be around them each and every day. And I just want to go see them one last time in Dowdy Ficklin and go play their best football and go play our best football defensively and go get those guys a win that they deserve.
Going against a team that isn't afraid to air it out, what's that conversation been like with the secondary and the energy, knowing that they have a pretty tough challenge ahead of them?
Yeah, I think it's a challenge, and I think the guys are excited about it. They're excited every challenge that comes up every week, whether it be the ground game, pass game, this guy, that guy, whoever it may be. So we got to make sure we keep the ball in front of us, make sure we don't give up the explosive play. That's been the focus again. Obviously last week we gave up the explosive play, and it turned out to be the difference in the ball game. So we got to make sure we keep the ball in front of us and make them earn their way down the field. And if we do that, we think we'll have a chance to win a ball game at the end of the game.
You guys have stopped the run pretty much all year. Maybe at BYU, got you guys a couple times, but how happy have you been with that? And then pass coverage-wise, y'all have made strides the last few games. You feel like you are starting to figure out some things there too? Yeah,
I think so. And you go back and forth from game plan to game plan and what you want to take away. With BYU is Jaron Hall and Puka and those guys, and the air raid stuff. There's another quarterback. We looked up top somebody talking about the top quarterbacks in the country throwing yards, and obviously Toon was in there, but I happened to see Greenhalgh in there, Cincinnati's kid in there, top 25 in the nation in passing yards. But, each week you go into, hey, what do we need to stop? Last week it was obviously the run we need to stop first and foremost, but not, give up the big play. And I think it's kind of all molding together and all meshing together. And at this point in the season, that's kind of where you want it to come to, is, hey, we can pull from this game plan, pull from that game plan, and take what we need to be sound against the run, stop the run, get the run game stopped, but also make sure we good in the passing game too, whether it's rushing the passer, playing coverage, and taking away their top targets, those type of things.
You mentioned the explosive play, and I'm going to get you a comment on officials. We like Bates got kind of shoved in the back there. Is there, I don't know, is it another guy still could have came in and stopped that play, or what did you see on those two short passes?
Yeah, it was third and 5 on the first one. They hadn't thrown a screen all year on third down. And just, chatting with some of the coaches after the game like you usually do. It's just something they kind of pulled out of the air there. And we got to play it better at the end of the day, and I'll never comment on an official going one way or the other, because at the end of the day, we always pull the thumb, say, what can we do better? I think we got to take a little better angle, get there a little earlier. I thought a few other guys made some bad moves as far as going behind a lineman instead of over the top, and we got to get that thing on the ground. So at the end of the day, I'll pull a thumb on myself and say, hey, maybe I can get us in a better call there. I think when they motioned out to empty, that would have been a good time to probably get us into a better call in a situation where we had a better chance that, if it was a screen game, quick game type scenario. Usually screen games come on, normal downs, first and second down, third and extra long. You don't expect those in 3rd and 5. But to their credit, they're putting the ball in the playmaker's hand. And then the same thing on the P&T on the 1st and 10. A couple series later, that 21 had. We were in a call. They put 1 and 21 into the boundary all season long. They brought 1 back to the field, handed jet sweep to them. So we got in a run sound call there. So the safety comes down into the box. They'll play the run, kind of leaves the corner 1-on-1. Don't get the slant cut off. And you got to give those guys some help on special guys like that, because once those guys catch it, neither one of those throws were more than 7-8 yards down the field. They just have the athleticism and the speed to take it to the house. So that's where we got to make sure we're giving those guys help. Be sound against the run. Make sure we got enough guys in the box to stop the run, but also enough guys that double up their best players and their speed guys. So we make sure something like that doesn't happen again. So we give ourselves a chance to win the game.
Miles Berry's kind of come into his own through the last year and a half.
Yeah.
What do you see out of him every day? That we don't necessarily get to see.
A man, I really do. And he even talked about coming into his own last, year and a half or so. In the last couple of weeks, I think when he got healthy, you've seen, especially last week, just him flashing and him playing like Miles Berry is capable of playing. And I expect that the rest of the season from him. But every single day, I just look at him, and he's a man, and just very mature about himself, how he carries himself, and represents this program, not only as a football player, as a student athlete, but this university too. And just, so proud of him, and just what the adversity he's dealt with in life, and just so excited for him, just his next step forward after football, whether it's football or just a career. Just really excited for him, and just really proud of him.
All right, Blake Harrell there on Miles Berry, who we have really enjoyed getting to know. Mondays on the Players Lounge, and also the offense. He'll be facing the Houston Cougars coming up on Saturday. Looking forward to a fun Bud Light pregame tailgate beginning at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, and we'll be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show. Around 5:30 or so. Let's take our last break. We'll come back. You're ready to wrap up a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $8.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include Barber for men and women, plus Owner Reserve for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Brandon Manning or Randy Daniels at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
This is Rajay Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 60,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back into, actually before we go back into the show, congratulations to Mac Hodges, who is the winner of our Free Beer Friday today. So now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you here on Pirate Radio Live, getting ready to wrap up today's show. And Wes Hines is here, Chan Man. Yep. Wes, let's see. We'll do some trivia.
Here we go, Wes. You ready?
All right. I guess I'll be as ready as I'll ever be.
You're a wrestling guy, Wes.
Yes.
Who holds the record for most Royal Rumble appearances with 20? His first was in 1996. His last was in 2021.
That would be...
And he did it, this person did it as different characters, but most of them as one.
Yep.
But what do you got?
I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to blow it. I know I'm going to blow it.
What do you got?
I'm going to say it's Edge, but I know I'm wrong.
Oh,
God.
All right. Wait a minute. Just relax.
Hold on, Wes.
Nobody's even
Chill
said
out.
anything.
Chill out, Wes. It's okay. It's all right.
Edge is incorrect.
Yeah.
Do you have another guess? Why did you? So do you think you know who it is?
I saw this last week on Facebook, and I now forgot who it was again.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's not The Rock, is it?
No.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
I blew it.
So I'm going to tell you this, Wes.
He had different names and characters.
Yeah. One of the characters he wrestled in the Royal Rumble as was Isaac Yankem, DDS. You know what? I just got this now. He was a dentist, so his name was Yankem.
Okay. That can only be Kane.
Kane is correct.
Kane?
20 appearances in the
Kane
Royal
wrestled
Rumble.
in 2021. Wasn't he like the mayor of some town?
Yeah, I guess it was one of those surprise entries.
Huh.
Shockingly, Wes, number 2 on the list, most Rumble appearances, Dolph Ziggler with 15.
Dolph Ziggler.
Who has just been around for a while now. So there you go. You still watching? Do you watch like current wrestling, Wes?
On occasion. Now, since this whole Roman Reigns deal where he's holding both titles and all this stuff, I'm got tired of.
Gotcha.
Got tired of that.
Yeah.
But I will say I will have give proper props.
Proper props.
Proper props. It has been a little bit better since the retirement of Vince McMahon.
So you can tell there's a bit of a different direction.
100%.
Okay.
Totally different.
I might check out some SmackDown tonight, see if Bray Wyatt does anything. I'm interested in what he's going to do.
Now I'm going to tell you, I actually like seeing him brought back, and the spin around from the ugly guy to the spinoff of what's that girl's name?
Alexa Bliss?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah, that whole thing. All three tying together. I love it.
All right, good deal. Wes, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Chandler, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. Bright and
And
early.
we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Saturday morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We're back with you on Pirate Radio Live Monday, 3 o'clock with the Players Lounge. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Pirate fans, get ready. The UBE Pirate Preview is on the air on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Now, live from the ECU Fan Shopping Headquarters inside University Book Exchange in Uptown Greenville, here's your host, Jeff Charles.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into UBE University Book Exchange, uptown in Greenville. We are getting ready for Pirate football Saturday at 2 o'clock. My goodness, where has the season gone? It has gotten away from us very, very quickly. And the game coming up on Saturday will be the final home game of the year for the Pirates. It is Senior Day. That's always a very exciting day where East Carolina will honor the seniors and some great guys in that class who have been a big part of changing the culture of Pirate football. So we're going to talk about that